that all these great people are here tonight. Yay!
Yay!
So let's do some welcomes real quick. Say your name, your real name, what character you are, what you are as that character. So name your character, what you are as that character, and we'll go around very quickly, and we will start right here.
Oh, I'm never first. My name is Frank Espero. I am playing Tippin, just Tippin. He is a rogue pixie that is pretty great. He has lots of fun times, and I have wings now. We got the budget for him.
Yeah. Our budget is going up in the world.
Our budget has gone up. We don't have to CGI them out of the frame now.
Yep. I am Justin Blankenship. I am playing Embrilar Ardeo of High House Ardeo. I'm a half-gene of Friddy, and I am a Warden of the Hand and Eye, which is a magic cop.
Magic cop. You're not a magic cop right now.
But I'm not a magic. I'm a magic PI.
Magic
Because you're a magic cop on vacation.
On vacation, but not really, because I can't take a break.
He doesn't
Yes.
take a break.
Do not, yeah.
And
Hi, I'm Alexis Cohen-Penna, and I will be playing Alva Goldfinch, who is a fairy hat maker and a dealer of secrets.
ooh.
Magic fingers.
And in deep trouble.
Yes.
So much trouble.
So much trouble.
So much trouble right now. You're doing great. And last but not least, our illustrious guest star.
Hi! Thanks. Wow. My real person name is Kate Booth. I am an actor and a fight choreographer in Chicago. Today, I am playing Grettie Buschelcroft once again. Grettie is a brownie spelunkerer for hire, who often is hired by Owen, whom you many know.
Very nice, very nice. Does she have an extracurricular activity that she does other
Oh
fun things?
yes. As a hobby, I am the leader of Junior Mab Troop Designation 4521, which is 9 young girls that I take about Warda. Of course, we only ever go to Armengrad. We wouldn't go to Armenheim. Not yet, at least. Not till they've earned their Dark Places badge. And that's my extracurricular on the side.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Grettie.
Are all your girls, are they all the same race? Are they all brownies as well?
Oh no. The junior mabs are for fey girls of any race. I have not yet encountered a human junior mab, but I would love to have one in my troupe, of course, if there are any young human girls who would want to explore the natural world and marvel at its beauty.
What's your troop number again?
That's designation 4521.
So hashtag 4521 for all you out there who want to become junior mabs. Okay, before we start, let's do some thank yous. First of all, thank you to Allie on the ones and twos.
Hey guys, I'm happy to be here. We're glad to be back in Warda this Tuesday night. I'll be in the chat answering questions and finagling things. Let me know if anything sounds or looks unusual other than the usual unusual stuff. And
More unusual.
we'll see.
Triple unusual.
Extra unusual. Super unusual.
We got to give a big thanks and shout out to the One Shot Podcast Network, as always.
One shot.
Without them, we're just nerds in a basement. Yes. Actually, we're not even nerds in a basement at that point. We're just nerds in the living room.
Yep.
Nerds.
But we can take that nerdiness and give it to you, our fine viewers.
In your living room.
In your living rooms or your
Basement.
basements. Or
wherever you watch it.
Wherever you're watching
Wherever
right now.
you get Wi-Fi.
Yeah. It's wherever Wi-Fi is sold. So we're thankful to them, and most of all, we are thankful to you, because without you, again, we're just doing this for ourselves. And while that would be a lot of fun, it's not nearly as fun as doing it for you guys. That's 100% true.
Better to play with others than play with yourself.
Yeah, always play with others, and if you want to play with yourself, I'm not going to judge.
Yeah. Fair enough.
So. As always, if you guys are interested in the One Shot Podcast Network, we have a ton of other shows. We have shows like, like we. They have Campaign and One Shot. They have what?
And your shirt.
And the Dungeon Dome.
Bum, bum, bum.
Like my shirt says right now, we're looking at my shirt, it says the Dungeon Dome on it. There's a new logo that came out for the Dungeon Dome today.
It's real
I've
pretty.
already bought my t-shirt.
It's very pretty.
You did?
Yeah, I did. I bought it immediately after I saw it.
But
What?
did I get one?
No, I'm going to buy you one tomorrow. I want
He
to see.
says,
I
"That
bought
was
your
me."
shirt. I bought your first Dungeon Dome
I
shirt.
know, that's why I'm buying you yours.
Okay, all right. Because I saw that logo too, and I was like, dang, why didn't I wait? So good.
Look, if I'm going to excavate myself, it's going to excavate it good. That's
Get a bulldozer in there and get a, yeah.
$20. Yes, the Dungeon Dome is going on right now. It is a actual play podcast / live stream Twitch. Entertainment
It's
of
unlike anything you've ever seen.
it really is. It's unlike anything. If you can go right now to not right now, but after we're done here, you can go to Twitch and you can
Stay here.
watch
Stay with us.
the episode where me and Allie and Bill Gordon and Kate Booth all fight each other to the death in the Dungeon Dome.
And tie.
And tie. It's a
You
fake
spoiled
tie.
it, you just-
It's a total tie.
It's a tie.
It's fine. It's how we get there that's interesting.
Exactly. Yes.
You'll have to tell me, Justin, when you listen to it or
Yeah.
watch it, if it's really a tie.
Okay. I'll
It's not a tie, Justin.
It's not a tie at all. But nothing wins.
okay. It always does.
Yeah. All right then. So
nothing
we're gonna give
in the
thank yous to
name.
that, and again, thank you to all of you. Is there any other business, Allie? 200 on the Patreon.
Yeah. Oh,
and-
yeah. Okay. So yeah, I made a post about this on the Patreon, and I made it a public post. But for those of you who have not yet joined the Patreon, here is a little bit more incentive to do so. Drew and I have a Patreon. I will put the link in the chat momentarily. We are at 35 patrons doing $180 a month, which is astonishing. We are
Astonishing.
super excited and happy to be sharing behind the scenes stuff about Warda and our other projects with you through that Patreon. We are very close, a mere $20 away from $200 a month. And even though our milestone on Patreon is for $300 a month, if we can get to $200 a month, we're going to release a special thing. A thing that has not even been made yet.
Oh my goodness.
Oh.
A thing that might be functional.
Oh.
It might be comfortable.
Oh.
And it might be sartorially in your best interests. Nobody knows what sartorially means.
No.
Great.
I'm trying to use
That's
my
the
context clues and
point.
it's not working.
It's a special surprise, but we're only $20 away. So if you haven't joined the Patreon yet, please consider doing so at any level that you see fit. There are lots of cool, fun things you can do at each level. In the Patreon, at $3 a month, you're able to vote weekly on a plot twist poll, which gives an unexpected element to each week's live stream game. And at $10 a month, you can create your own character in Warda with us, and it will become canon. It won't just be fanfic, it'll be real. So consider joining the Patreon, and if you already have joined the Patreon, know that we're grateful for you, know that we love you, and we're very happy that you're here with us in Warda doing the thing. And share those links. Let people know about the weekly live streams here on Twitch. And for those people who are not able to be with us every week or who don't care to sit down and spend their entire Tuesday night yabbing about a fictional world that we made up off the top of our heads while standing in line for Haunted Mansion at Disney World, you can recommend them the Warda podcast, which is on iTunes and Simplecast
Yeah.
and all other available podcasting platforms. Links are coming to the chat.
All right, and a quick reminder that at 300, we will be releasing Winds of Change, which happens 10 years after everything that's happening here. So a lot has changed, and things are happening. We're almost done. We're almost done with Winds of Change. Actually, we're got like maybe 2 more sessions, and then it's completely finished.
And Kate is a part of Winds of Change.
I am.
So
a
if you
part
like
of Winds
Kate's
of
performance
Change.
here as Grettie, you can
Oh, you'll love her as Jess.
you'll love her as Gist.
If you like it, tell your friends. If you don't, tell your enemies. We don't care who's watching.
Yeah. All right, and so last but not least, let's do Getting to Know You.
Getting to know you.
Getting to know
all about you.
Okay, and so this time I thought it'd be fun if we asked the chat what we're gonna do for Getting to Know You.
Love it.
Allie, what is the question today?
There are some really interesting suggestions here for the Getting to Know You question, and I've written a couple of them down so that perhaps the ones we don't do tonight we can recycle. Tonight's question is, when Did you first experience true compassion?
Ooh.
Oh, wow.
We've talked about love, we've talked about loss, we've talked about fear. Let's talk about compassion. Let's talk about a time when you experienced true compassion from someone else.
Everybody roll me
From or for?
a d6.
Ooh, interesting. From or for?
Everyone roll me a d6.
3.
3. 4.
2.
You're first. Embrilar?
Okay. I think that's actually a no-brainer. That would be for my father, Mephanus.
Okay.
Growing up, as you have all been witness to, my mother, Luminessa. Well, you've seen her. That was actually her on a very tame day when she announced Syndra's wedding proposal.
You had guests.
Yeah, we had guests.
Long
Although,
may she burn.
yes. To be honest, guests haven't stopped her before, so that was actually quite astonishing. But when I was really young, Mephanus, after my mother said something horrible to me, I couldn't tell you what it was. She says horrible things all the time for me from my childhood. But Mephanus, he just pulled me aside one day and was like, regardless of what she says to you, you are still a person, you are still my son. So, and I will raise you as such. And that's what, like, experiencing that, like, oh, you're not a half gene, you're not a...
You're always going to be there.
Yeah.
Like, you're part of our family. that
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Oh my gosh, yeah. True compassion.
Nice. Tippin and Alva, you roll a d6 again.
4.
6.
Alva.
All right. Probably the first time Alva experienced compassion from someone else would be her mother, Nellory Goldfinch, who was a very nice fairy lady who was sort of a combination homemaker / street sweeper for the Sanitation and Service Guild. She had a part-time job while she was raising her family, and she was very warm and loving to Alva. Like she'd hug her, she'd brush her hair, do all the things that you do to encourage positive, healthy growth in a child. And whether or not you think that actually worked on Alva entirely, Alva's definitely not the most functional not the most sensitive and caring and kind of people, but she does have a sense of compassion. It's rather strong at times. And she remembers her mother caring about her, and even like if there was a dying bird on the windowsill, her mother would like give it water or food and say, even though this bird is dying, it's in pain, we can alleviate its pain a little bit before it passes. So Alva had a strong sense of compassion from her mother, and she knows that in general you should be nice to other people.
Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah.
So, Tippin.
So in Tippin's second week of life, after getting saved by from the thunderstorm, he experienced. I guess this wasn't him directly experiencing it. Like it wasn't compassion towards him. It was him
Experiencing and seeing somebody
compassion.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. He was with Remy, and they were approached by a pixie that had broken its wing. And this pixie was freaking out because they had been working for this house for a while, and pixies that break get thrown away. And this pixie did not want to get thrown away. So Remy took that pixie's place while it healed, without like a second thought or anything. And Tippin didn't completely understand as to like why. So he approached Remy about it and said like, why are we doing all this pixie's work? Like this pixie hasn't done anything for us, anything like that. And Remy turned to him and told him that like our lives are too short for suffering. So yeah, that was his first like experience, and it really stuck with him for a while.
Compassion. And last but not least, Grettie.
Well, Grettie believes that the definition of compassion comes out of suffering, right? Without suffering, there would be no compassion. And the earliest time that Grettie really suffered was when she was a young girl, of course, and she was in her first round of education. Remind me what that was called?
Oh, it's just your primary education.
Primary education, right. So she was in her primary education, and she had taken the recess, as it were, that all the girls got to go on to and the young boys, and had gone to play in the mud, of course, because adventure is under there. And she came back from the recess, and her pants were so wet and muddy, and she would have suffered a very big punishment if her teacher had caught her with the muddy pants that she then had at that point. And there was another young brownie, who was actually a young boy, and he offered, his name was Matty, and he was a bit of a friend of Grettie. Matty and Grettie, they were friends. And he offered her his clean pants to wear. And so they went back around a bush, and they quickly switched their pants around, and then they both went out. And Grettie had no punishment, and poor Matty was kept after school, I believe for at least through the dinner hour, until he was finally released and his parents had to come pick him up. It was very, very much the talk.
Very nice.
Yes.
Very nice.
Great compassion.
All right. I love that. And so we'll thank you guys for getting to know you.
Yeah.
And we'll catch you next time for getting to know you, where we learn more about them. But last but not least, Allie, will you give me 6 emotions from the chat?
Okay, chat. We're gonna need 6 emotions. The first 6 emotions I see are gonna go into the mix. Hit me.
These are for those of you from last week that remembered. Tippin has ingested some narcotics, as it was.
Yes.
Oh no.
And he's glowing, and
cool.
he is having wild mood swings. So what are these 6 emotions that
The
we'll be
emotions
going
I'm
with?
getting here are confused,
Confused.
Excellent.
melancholy,
So sad.
ecstasy,
Ooh.
boredom,
Boredom.
Bored.
hunger.
Hungry.
Hunger.
It is an emotion.
It is. That's
We've
truly
all been
an
there.
emotion.
Is there one more?
One more.
Attraction.
Attraction.
Ooh.
Ooh.
You're gonna be a fun guy, Tippin.
It's gonna be a fun
Because of that mushroom.
And you are currently on anxiety.
Justin, shut up.
And so it begins.
All right. So, all right. Let's start with our little cold open. I want you guys to imagine it. We are deep, deep below the undercity of Amenheim in these dark tunnels that have. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm just adjusting.
Okay. These dark tunnels that Alva has been pulled through by various fairies that have brought her down to where the lair of where might be this infamous group called Spiderwillow might be. The camera pans up and we see Alva being dragged between 2 fairies as they drag her down a hallway. And she's got a bag over her head. They drag her into a room and they set her down in a chair. And all we see is we have a camera on Alva's face, which is covered in a bag, and we hear people moving back and forth behind her, and they're moving things, and someone reaches over and rips the bag off of her head, and she's in a very pleasant waiting room. There's like a pot of
Oh no,
plant.
my eyes are shut.
She's keeping her eyes shut then. And but we, as the audience, see that it's not that bad of a room. And a fairy comes up to her and goes, "You asleep? What's going on here?"
I don't want to say anything you don't want me to say.
So you shut your eyes
Well, you took the bag off.
so you could look.
Will you let me leave if you let me look?
There's talking. There's like whispering going on behind it. Fair enough. And you want to see the boss?
But if the boss isn't going to let me live, I'll just talk and not say.
All right then. Do you want the bag then?
Can I have someone's word that you'll let me live once I'm done delivering the message from Connor?
We'll put the bag back over her head. Yeah. So they put the bag back over your head. And you are brought to a door, and you hear this knocking on the door, and there's talking going on behind the door. And there's a, what is it? What is it? And the door opens. Oh, I'm terribly sorry, sir, but there's someone here who said she's got a message from Connor. And he goes, oh, please, bring her in. And so the audience sees it, but Alva does not. We're actually going to be inside Alva's bag. So like the camera's in the bag.
Oh, nice.
And it's moving back and forth, so we only see like shadowy things back and forth. And you're sat down in a chair. And as you're sat down in the chair, you see the blurry blue frame of what might be a Nayade in front of you. And off to the side of him, there is somebody sitting in a tall back chair with a top hat that's slightly askewed. And he goes, well, what is it? Tell me the news.
Connor said to tell you, first of all, that Mildred was taken off the Blue Lotus to the Ardeo estate. He thinks to be tortured and killed, interrogated like, and he went in with some folk to get her out, but they haven't come back, so I've come to say that. And second, there was something I was meant to deliver to...
No. What's this Connor thing? Where is he?
He went to the Ardeo estate.
So, and the person sitting in the chair goes, are you quite serious? What's going on here, Mr. Spiderwillow? And he goes, this is fine. This is not a problem. This is not a problem at all. Please. And he like gets this Nayade. You're closer, and you see he's got like scales and like fins. And he goes, is Connor on his way?
I don't know.
You don't know.
No, he said if he didn't come back by a certain
Is
time...
Mildred alive?
I don't know. Connor didn't think she would be, but he said he had to try.
Okay. I don't care about Mildred. I just want to know if Connor is on his way. You don't know if Connor's...
I don't know.
She's useless. She's useless to me.
There's something else. Listen.
No. That's not important. Whatever it isn't important unless you're telling me that Connor is dead and he's not coming here and he... Okay. Either that or nothing else. What else do you know about Connor?
He said a Nayade's coming for you. A mad one.
Okay.
I was meant to deliver that to the Fae in the warehouse from 10 years ago.
Look. I don't have time for riddles and stuff, all right? I just need to know where Connor is.
The Ardeo estate.
He's at the Ardeo estate. Right now.
His corpse, probably.
There's a long silence. And the figure stands up out of his chair and goes, all right, if you don't have what I came for, I don't give you what I'm supposed to give you. We had an arrangement. And the Nayade goes, no, listen, Mr. Ponce, listen, this is very important. We will get you what we need from you. But what,
I knew it!
But what has to happen first is we need you. Please, do not leave. I will sort this out. All right, then. I'm going to need a glass of whiskey, a rabbit, and at least 3 biscuits. And a strawberry. And the Nayade goes, oh, okay. I'll get those things for you. Take this, whatever this is, and put her in a cell till we can figure out what she knows. And will you send someone to the Ardeo estate? And they're like, all right, sure. Yeah, boss, all right.
During this argument, as I feel their voices are being directed at each other, can I lift up the bag to one eye?
Sure. I want you to be sneaky.
I will be so sneaky.
Will you?
Stealth,
Oh my
right?
God.
It's a stealth.
Yeah, I will. And belongs in the background for +2 to the 1 and 2, so that's 4.
4.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So they are so concerned about what's going on. The Nayade is beside himself as he's trying to give orders. He's having this sudden argument with this whatever this person is who calls himself Ponce. And you lift up, and what are you looking at it?
I want to see the two of them. I want to focus on the two figures in the room.
So you lifted up your bag and you look across the room, and there is a Nayati man who's sitting there.
No one I know.
You don't recognize him at all. But he's rather impressive. He's got lionfish coloring, so he's like gray and white and red. And he's got spines going down his head. And he's speaking very animatedly with a human. And the human who's sitting there, he's very tall, and he's standing up. He's got a top hat that's cocked to the side. He's wearing a long frock coat, and he's carrying a cane. And the only thing you catch before one of the other guys who's standing next to you like puts down your mask is you see him put his finger and push the Nayati and say, "Now you listen to me here. You get me what I asked for, or you'll have a roiling ponce on you. Do you understand me?" And he goes, "Yes, Mr. Ponce. Yes, I understand." And then they push that down, and they pick you up and take you out of the room. And they put you into, they drag you down the hallway, open up a door, this clang, and they throw you into this basically cave, and they close the door, and we jump to the intro. We're back.
What?
Okay.
Oh.
We're immediately going to jump up to Tippin and Embrilar.
Yep.
You guys are at the surface.
Cool.
And what we're doing is we do the whole. We begin up at top. We're at the very top of Amenheim, and we shoot down through the darkness, through the gaslit streets, through the lamplight, through the pixies of different multicolors that are flying back and forth and glowing. And we come to you guys standing on the street just outside the Borwald Academy, and there is Sandir Chundali, and he's got his hand on a trolley, and the trolley's going away. He's like, "Goodbye, friends. Goodbye. I will be at the apartment if you need anything. Remember, that's where your baggage is. I might be there. I might not. I will have to call a maid to have them clean up."
Yes. Farewell, my friend.
Farewell, Embrilar. Do take care, and do take care of poor little Tippin. Tell him I'm sorry.
Sandir says he's sorry. Tippin, you okay?
The mushrooms were
I
his
don't
fault.
know anymore.
Okay, what are we feeling right now? What's going on?
Where's Alva?
That is a good question. Where is Alva? I look around.
As you look around, there are students now leaving the building. They're like moving away. There's a lot of commotion going on, like on the street. But you are outside of the. You left her. She took off when you guys were in the courtyard.
I can't remember. Did she tell us where she went?
Nope.
She did not.
She just took off.
She just took off. So you guys were in the courtyard. You watched the fight between Sandir and everybody.
Yep.
And then you guys.
Yep.
She took off, and you watched.
Do I remember which way she went?
Roll me a luck. See if you can remember. No.
Who is Alva? Who's Alva?
You remember. The last thing you remember about Alva is that you guys were getting off the trolley to come in here. That's the last thing you remember about her.
Okay.
So you're not even sure if she disappeared during the fight, if she disappeared when you guys were waiting for the fight to begin. She could have left the moment you got off the trolley. You don't remember.
Well,
You don't know?
do you know?
No, I don't know. Why do you think I asked you?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't remember where she went. Smish. Okay, let's go back to where we got off the trolley, kind of retrace our steps from there. Okay, where did she go? Why did she come here?
I don't.
She came here. Table talk. Do I remember why you? Did you tell me why you came
I
here?
very explicitly told you, amongst the details from what I got from Connor, is that like I asked him about Borwald and he said, "Go to Borwald, give my name."
Okay. All right. Then, okay, back in. Okay, I remember she said that she specifically, amongst giving a bunch of other instructions and information, that she had to go to Borehall to find Connor and mention his name. So,
We killed Connor.
they don't need to know that.
What if she
Tippin,
told
they
them?
don't need to know that.
What if she told them and they don't?
I
they
doubt-
they
I
want
doubt-
to get retribution
I
or
doubt-
something.
Tippin,
They want
Tippin,
revenge.
shh,
Oh no, they're
Tippin,
gonna
shh.
get
Okay, all right,
Alva's
Tippin,
gone.
Tippin. No,
Alva's
not yet.
gone.
No, we'll find her.
At this point, people
Her
are
body?
walking by and like they're giving you a look as this panicked pixie is like grabbing you by your
The
horns.
lapels.
Yeah, by the.
She's gone. She's gone.
Tippin. I take him and I take him and I just.
They tossed her off the edge
Roll a d6.
in the slide.
In the slide.
Confused.
Tippin. Tip.
Mm?
Tippin. Look at me. Hi.
He's got a blank stare. Like, he's a little, yeah. His eyes are glassy.
Tippin. What's wrong?
Where's Zoen?
Do you know who I am?
Yeah.
Who am I?
You're Alva Goldfinch?
Oh, smash. Okay, all right.
Why are
Come
you
here, buddy.
out of your cage?
I knew it. I knew you put him in a.
Oh,
okay.
hey,
come
don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone.
Oh, win.
but,
Okay. All right. Come here. All right. Tippin.
I
Come here.
hit. I hit.
I
Chet
just grabbed him. I
Stonkington,
just
and
grabbed
he
him.
doesn't
Fuck,
remember
come here, and I put him in my
anything
pocket.
anymore.
And so you put him in the pocket.
I just put him in my pocket.
I hit him
Okay.
really hard. I'm so sorry.
All right, what are you going to do?
All right. I'm gonna go to. Okay, I'm gonna roll an investigate or roll an insight into what would be the most likely place that she would go.
Okay, roll an insight.
That is a 6.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so
Detective.
yeah, so you knowing Alva and knowing what she does and knowing why she's here, you kind of piece it all together. She would definitely have gone to people of her kind. She would have gone to servants. She would have gone to do whatever she could
Okay.
to figure that out.
Okay. Then I go to the front desk of Borwald, and kind of like scout out Borwald and see where a servant's interest would be, like where would fairies or humans go to get like laundry.
You
and stuff
find
like
your
that.
way to the kitchens, basically.
Okay,
And,
okay.
Like that you follow the hallways down to the kitchens, basically, and you find
Yes.
yourself in the kitchen. There's a fairy there who's cooking.
Yes.
She's blonde.
Okay.
And she's tall. She's like 6'2", 6'3".
Okay.
Oh my.
And she's, what is she, slight? She's slight, isn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. So she's a slight blonde pixie.
Okay. Fair.
Fairy.
I'm sorry, slight blonde fairy.
Okay.
And she's sitting there cooking up
Can you imagine a 6'2" pixie?
a beautiful meal. Like she's putting together a very nice meal that she's putting on a trolley.
Okay. That looks delicious.
Why, thank you.
May I inquire what it is?
Well, she goes, I don't, it's mostly a reduction of mushroom and beef in a wine sauce mixed with several purees of various herbs and
I hear
with
this?
roasted potatoes and baby carrots.
And you made this?
Oh, yes, I did.
That-
Thank you.
What's your name? Might I ask? It's just I have to know the name of a fantastic chef such as you.
You can call me Spaniel.
Spaniel?
Yeah.
Spaniel. My name's Emmy. Pleasure to meet you.
Emmy.
Emmy.
Embrilar Deo.
Yes.
Pleasure.
Pleasure's all mine. So I was wondering if you're not busy, if I could ask you a question or two. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah. I just got to keep cooking, but you can sure ask questions.
I'm looking for a friend of mine. She might have passed through here.
No, we're all looking for somebody.
Aren't
She
we
goes
all?
over and she pours wine, like she pours cooking alcohol in a pan. It's like flares. There's a lot of fire going on, and she's like cooking up a storm. Basically, there's like 5 different things on high heat that she's like moving back.
Is
and
there
forth.
any is there anything I can do to help? I don't want to take up your time and cause you like.
Yeah, she pulls out a knife out of nowhere,
Yep.
like flips it through her fingers, and like hands you the.
Grab.
She like takes that. She's like, "Will you cut up those onions and mushrooms on the
Done.
side there, friend?" And so you begin to like cut up stuff.
Yep. I had a friend back here. I was here accompanying an associate of mine, Sindir Juntali, for the challenges earlier. And we had a friend, and I think she might have gotten lost. Here are your onions, by the way.
Oh, thank you. She
oh,
like adds it to.
do you want me to chop up those glowing carrots?
Oh yes, please.
Oh. Diced or minced?
Minced.
And I believe she came through here. She was about a short fairy. She wore a fantastic hat. Would you happen to have seen her? Oh, here are your glowing carrots.
Thank you. Thank you. Will you watch the chutney on the side there, please?
Absolutely. Boiling.
Well, just a slight simmer.
Slight simmer. Turn on here.
And she looks at as she's going through. She says, "I don't remember a fairy like that. Although we have fairies that come through here all the time. Was she a servant or?"
Oh no, she wasn't a servant. She was just a friend of ours. She was an associate of ours. I'm just trying to find her. I'm afraid she might be in danger, or she might have just gotten lost.
Well, how about this? She's still cooking as she's like talking. And she's like, "How about this? I'll help you find your friend. Let me finish up here. I'll be done in another like 2 or 3 minutes.
Of course.
And I'll help you find your friend, and we'll see what we can find. I mean, I'm done after this, so that'll be fine."
Thank you, Spaniel.
Yeah, of course. And she finishes up. Tippin, roll me another d6.
Got hair in my eye. It's fine. 6.
Attraction.
She's an amazing cook.
Can I smell what's happening right now?
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God! The food. He's
so
attracted
much
to the food.
And the camera shows up on Embrilar's lapel, and where we see Tippin rise slowly out of his pocket. Roll. What are you gonna roll here, Tippin?
I'm rolling a stealth, and I'm making it for the food.
All right. Yeah, you are not. You are trying really hard to be stealthy, but you are obvious. You are very obvious.
He's in my shirt pocket. I imagine he's like hand.
I'm singing my own theme song right now.
How does that go? He's like flying out of my thing, and I just go, finger on his head, just nope, push him back down.
Yeah, so that happens. In the next couple of minutes, you guys are done.
Okay.
And she finishes and she puts it all on. She's like, "Do you want to? I just need to take this up to the headmistress."
Oh,
So,
You have leftovers.
You want me to?
Are you hungry?
I could not impose. If this is a headmistress's meal, I do not want you to get in trouble.
She goes, "That's fine." She like lifts over a different pot of like stew, and she opens up like a bread cupboard, and she's like, "Please go ahead and eat, and I'll take this and I'll be right back."
Okay, thank you. Oh wait, she's gone? She left?
Mm-hmm. She leaves.
All right. I want to investigate, or would it be an academia, or whatever it would be, to check and see what is the stew? Is it poisoned, or is it drugged of any kind?
I'm gonna say that's an investigate.
I'm
Investigate?
gonna
Love
use
that
an
you asked
athletics
that.
to get out of his pocket and dive into the stew.
All right.
All right. Well, I'm going to re-roll that.
All right. What do you
Because
get?
I'm a warden.
Yeah.
I'm a free warden.
And
Okay.
I got a 3.
A 3? Okay. I'm gonna just roll.
Dive into the stew.
It's the same thing. You know what? I got a lot of reputation points today. I'm gonna do it again.
So you're trying these like different methods of trying to figure out if like you like place it on your skin, see if it does
Okay,
anything.
that's still better. That is an investigate. It's a 1.
A 1? As far to your knowledge, it is not poisoned. You've done 3 different tests on it, and it's literally you just like place it in your skin, and you literally like you don't think it's poison. Just roll.
Me or him?
What am I rolling?
You, Embrilar, see if you can catch him.
That is a 1.
A 1? You rolled a 3?
I rolled a 3.
So no.
Yes.
Um,
You hear a splash.
it's very hot.
How hot is it?
Okay. This is what happens. So there's as you dive in it, and then
like it
you
goes
come up.
I think I found him. I think I know where he is now.
Yeah.
I grab foot, pluck him out, and I'm like, Tippin!
He's covered in stew, and it's hot, and he's steaming.
I grab a towel and I start to like dry him off.
His like skin is red.
Tippin, Tippin, look at me. Are you okay? Are you burned? Are you alive?
I think it needs salt.
I will
I'm
be
going
sure
to-
to let her know.
That's a great place to end that scene and jump up for you guys. So, Alva, you're in this small room. Roll me a luck.
2 pluses.
They took off your bonds and they took off the hood when they put you in.
Wow.
That's really
So I assume I was
You were
tied this way.
bound,
Yeah.
And so they unbind you and they take off your hood and they push you in there and slam the door and they lock it behind you.
Is it like a proper, completely solid door, or is it like one of those jail cell?
Oh, it's
grill?
a solid door. It's a solid metal door that has a grate at the top, like at where
Is
the
that
window
my
is.
only source of light?
That is your only source of light.
Fantastic. Okay.
Other than that, it's dark. Like the light goes for there's one beam of light, and it's around that area, but you see that this cell goes further back.
Okay, and the door's pretty solid. Like I tug
You
on
like
it.
tug on it. It's a solid metal door with a good sturdy
Okay.
internal lock.
I put my hand on one side of the wall, starting from the door, and start counting my footsteps. I start walking towards the back, trying to find the back of this thing.
Okay. Grettie,
Yes.
you hear counting. You are deep in a tunnel.
Yeah.
You've been on this expedition for 7 days.
Oh, excellent.
And you've gotten horribly lost.
Oh, terrible.
And you've tried everything you can think of to make your way out.
Okay.
And you are in this tiny little tunnel that's almost just about as big as you are.
It would appear that I'm so deep under that my navigation goggles have malfunctioned.
They've basically, your navigation goggles have never gone this deep.
All right.
And so they've actually tapped out. You've gone deeper than they've ever gone. So they're trying to, it's a place that you've never been, and it's obviously a place that's never been mapped. And so you're out of information.
Well, they're a piece of scrap anyway. I would like to take. I would like to call out. Well, first I'm going to go. Hello. 42. Toodaloo. Hey, 42. Hello, 42.
Who
you
are
there?
you?
Come in, 42. Oh, hello.
Hello?
Hi.
What?
Do you know whereabouts we are in the undermaps? I know I should have taken a left at Albuquerque, and after that, I'm a bit lost. I don't really know where I am right now.
So what you're hearing, Alva, is you've come across the part of the wall, and there's a crack in the wall, and you can hear a voice echoing out of that crack.
Wait, you're through a crack in the wall is where you are.
Oh, that sounds about right.
Are you in another prison cell?
Well, it wouldn't be the first prison cell. No, I'm in a tunnel. You're in a cell?
No, I'm in a tunnel that they're using as a cell.
Goodness, girl, do you need help to get out of that?
Yes,
My
yes, that would
God.
be fantastic.
Well, let me see what I can do for you. So I'm going to take one of my bigger hammers from my pack. That's not quite used for the archaeology stuff, but is more.
It's a utility hammer.
It's
You're
yeah,
gonna use it for stuff.
yeah. And I'm going to try to attack this crack in the wall.
Sweet. So you do like a soldier crawl down the tunnel. The tunnel gets narrower and narrower, but but you get to a point where it's just wide enough for you to be in there. You get out your hammer, your little chisel, and you see the crack. And like Alva, you're like sitting there in the dark, and all of a sudden you see this eye come like right where you are.
Hey!
And you see
It's magnified behind goggles.
So there's this giant eye that comes out from behind the crack, and you can see Grettie. You can see there's a fairy standing there, and she looks like she's in a small room, and there's some light. But this is the most light you've seen in the past probably 5 days.
Oh, my dear girl, you are a sight for sore eyes, and that is a comment on the sights I've seen in the past 5 days.
Likewise, and that's a comment on what I've seen in the last 5 minutes.
I would recommend that you stand back.
Yes. Should I go to the opposite?
So I want you. Do you have physique?
No.
Do you have anything that would be good?
Athletics.
Athletics. That's what it's actually is. So.
Oh, yes, that's my best.
All right. So roll me an athletics.
All right.
Ooh.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's a 6.
So with the 6, you take your little hammer and your chisel, and you chisel this crack. And then, yeah, like literally, you like find the best place.
No, that, ding, ding. Oh, there it is.
And it goes, and the crack widens, basically right where, and it's wide enough just for you to like wiggle your way out of. And out of the hole comes describe yourself to us.
So out of the hole comes a brownie. And you meet Grettie Buschelcroft. Grettie is, she's 154 years old, and she is a lovely little, very vole-like creature. She's very animalistic, much more so even than most brownies that you encounter. She really is not quite humanoid. She's much more animalistic. In her physicality, and she has these big, huge eyes behind these goggles that she's wearing, which have all sorts of different attachments to them, it appears. She is covered in dirt and grime, and she doesn't smell great. Very, very earthy. And she's kind of brushing her off, and she goes, I'm sorry, you're going to have to pardon me. I'm not used to meeting people when I go on my adventures. And oh, hello, little worm friend. And she like takes this little worm off of her and puts him on the floor.
Alva reaches into her jacket pocket and pulls out a handkerchief. Here, you can keep this.
Thank you. And she like blows her nose. It's very dusty in here after all that. My goodness, that was a wet one. Sorry.
My name's Alva Goldfinch. What's yours?
Oh, it's a pleasure to meet you, Alva. My name's Grettie Buschelcroft, at your service. You know, I think I might have heard your name before. Maybe from Owen, I'm not quite sure. I'm sure it was probably important at the time she was telling me. I never can keep track of people.
I'm not sure if it was Owen Ballard.
Oh, yes, Owen. You know her.
No.
Of all the places in the world, what a pleasant tunnel this is.
I actually don't know her face to face, or if I did, it was only briefly. I used to know more about her father, and then recently there was a smear campaign against her, and I knew her from that. But mostly now I know her from my associate Warden Ardeo.
I don't know what that means, but I'm sure that
A Fritty half-gene warden, stick up his butt, travels around with a pixie named Tippin.
Oh, you met the little one. I like him. He's got a lot of spirit for a spirit.
Yes, he does. I don't suppose you could widen that hole and we can both crawl back in.
Well, you know, it's an awfully small tunnel, but I suppose I could take a look and see if I happen to have anything on me. After all, a junior mab is always prepared.
Alva, were you ever a junior mab?
Alva was not a junior mab because in the not very savory neighborhood in the 5th Ward where she grew up, someone burned the junior mab chapter house to the ground. Possibly it was a tiny Ezzy Page, but we'll never know.
That's so sad.
So what are you trying to leave through the tunnel?
I think we're gonna have to.
Okay.
Yeah,
it is brownie sized. It's a brownie sized little tunnel.
Here's the trouble. We have 2 exits from this place. Either your tunnel or this door, and this door seems very solid and very intimidating, and on the other side are black market smugglers.
Now wait a minute. Let me take a look at this door here. I would like to go and do an Arcanica to check out the door.
Sure.
And see if I can figure out the. Oh, sorry, not an Arcanica, a Mechanica.
Sure.
To see if I can figure out the mechanisms.
Sure.
Of it.
And I did say that the door is an internal mechanism within the door itself, so it is a machine of some kind.
This one is over here. And then that's a -1. And then +2 is a +1.
+1. So you look through and you're like, yeah, there's a lock. The lock is internal.
Okay.
It's within the door itself.
All right.
It's pickable.
Oh.
That's a possibility.
Oh, well, I don't know. Do you happen to have any skills with fine, dinky, knick-knack type things?
I haven't
Do
really.
you have burglary or
I
criminal?
have criminal.
That'd be under criminal.
I have picked locks. I have never picked a lock that looked like this.
Well, then that would make this an adventure, wouldn't it? I think you should take a crack at it.
Very well. I extract a hat pin and attempt to.
Roll me a criminal.
Yep.
I also, as she's taking out her hat pin, I go, "Oh no, dear, use these," and I give her like a full set of.
Oh,
lockpicks.
those are better. Once a street rat, always a street rat for +2. So
Okay.
that's.
I'm going to give you a +1 because you're actually using actual tools for it.
Gotcha. Okay, so that makes it a 1 actually, because
Okay.
is it a 0? Like
Okay,
that?
so it's a +1. So you try to pick this lock, and it's not successful. Like it's not that you can't pick the lock; it's that the lock is in bad repair, which means that the mechanism itself is kind of sticky. And so you're trying to do it, but it's not really working.
Well, I can tell you this: it weren't made for humans, were it?
Are humans oily?
No, but they're much better at making things than whoever made this one.
Ah. No, I follow you now. I thought it was a comment on the lock was sticky and maybe humans just secrete oil.
To be perfectly honest, I would have no idea what's sticky right now. I can't feel much under the layers of dirt.
She says,
Like lifting up her
goggles, and it's just this ring of like green stuff like around her.
I completely understand.
Would you like me to take a look at the hinges and see if I could crack them open?
That was actually similar to my next thought. I could try blowing the lock into itself just to damage it even further. If we're not fixing it, maybe damaging it further will get it off the door.
Well, thought tells me that you are a very sweet person, it may seem, and if someone were to lock a very sweet person into a room, they probably are a very not sweet person, and so I don't think we really want to make a lot of noise, for that might cause distress and general hullabaloo.
I follow your logic. We'll try your plan first. Do your wonders with the hinges.
All right, roll me physics.
Oh, athletics?
Athletics, yeah.
Okay.
Because you're going to literally you're trying to chisel off the hinges of this.
Okay, am I back, Allie? Yeah. Okay, sorry. So, athletics. My goodness, they don't want to stay on. That's a neutral, but it's a +4.
Oh, dear me.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's like the crack before, you find the perfect place and you go, kung, and the hinge goes, just pops off, and you like, the other one you get, but it's a little higher. How do you get higher up?
Do you want a boost?
That would be lovely. Now, what I'm going to need you to do is create a nice, stable base with you. But no, girl, not like that. You're going to cause me to break my neck. I know I look fit, but I'm quite old, you see. No, yeah, that's much, but excellent. Wait, a little to the left. Okay, perfect.
Clang, and you like take the other hinge off. And as you do that, the door goes, and if you want to try to grab it real quick, if you want to.
How heavy?
I
How
will
heavy is
try
it?
to grab it.
Okay, so
But yes, I want to try and grab it, but I have no idea how heavy this is, and if it's too heavy,
both of you roll.
I'm not gonna let it crush me.
athletics.
Oh! +1.
No,
+5.
no, just no.
So Alva, you try to reach for the door, but it's obviously you're not up close. So Grettie, what you do is you clang, and then what do you do?
Can I take a? I don't. Is that not athletic
It's too quick.
enough?
It's
okay,
too quick.
that's fine.
So what you do is you basically take you like put the chisel in the other hand and grab it.
I love that.
And so, but you dig your little feet claws
Yeah.
into Alva to make sure that.
Sorry.
And so you have it, and then slowly you let it
I
down.
let it down and I jump off of her.
And so you guys are now.
Step off.
You step off, and you two. The door is now open.
Okay.
As we get out in the hallway, is there anyone there?
There's nobody there.
I
Nobody's in the
think
hallway.
at this point, that was very lucky that no one was in the hallway.
That
But
was.
I think at this point we should try to be relatively quiet.
Yes.
So, for the sake of not having to worry about mics, pretend that I am whispering this entire
Okay.
time.
Likewise, we are looking for an elevator that goes
Oh.
up.
Oh, a left. All right. Well, let's see if we can find one. Well.
So the hallway is literally just a hallway. It goes left and it goes right.
Well, there's no elevator that way, and I don't see one that way, so chances are about 50-50.
Do I have a memory of which direction they dragged me down to get here?
I remember last time that you rolled to see if you could. I remember
Yes.
that you couldn't because you remembered it a little bit, but they took you too many ways and you got
Okay.
turned around.
Okay.
I think I would like to. Is it possible that now that I am out of the Earth itself, my navigation goggles have kind of clicked on a little bit?
You put them down to like find out, but you find that your depth is below where all the maps are. So you're still
okay, great.
super deep down. This place is on no maps.
Where did you take us, Alva?
This is very likely the lair of the Spiderwillow
All
gang.
the trouble, that's what you are. All right, let's. I've been wanting to make that joke forever. I'm not going to lie.
You're not the first and you won't be the last.
So I would like to try and I suppose. You know what? Let's leave it to chance. Adventure is under there, and I start going left.
Okay.
How did you make it to 150?
She says, following you, and
154,
the scene
dear.
ends, and we pick up with you guys.
Okay. I have dirtied a bowl
Okay.
with the soup. I put the soup in the bowl, poured the back in the bowl, took a spoon, dirtied it. I did not have any of it.
Okay.
Tippin's at the edge of the bowl, just like.
Roll me a d6.
2.
Sad.
Tippin, come on, we need to go. We need to.
Sad
Tippin.
Lonely.
Tippin.
I'm
Tippin.
so lonely.
Tippin.
It really does need salt.
Nobody.
I'll let her know. Tippin, come on, we need to go.
Go where? We don't know where to go.
Well, we're not gonna find Alva here, so we need to go somewhere else.
Somewhere else could be anywhere. The city's huge.
Yes, yes, it is.
Roll me a notice, Embrilar.
That's a 2.
As you're sitting there thinking about it, you hear rapid footsteps down a hallway close to you.
Is there anywhere in here to hide?
I mean, there's plenty of places. There's plenty of cupboards. There's.
I don't know where I'm getting covered. Wait, is it coming out of which doorway?
So you're in a kitchen. There are 2 doorways. There's one on the opposite side of the room where you are, and there's one right next to you.
And the footsteps is coming from the one near
From the
me?
far one. Yeah.
From the far one?
Yeah.
Then I step out the one near me and step into the hallway and I grab Tip.
Okay.
Come on, bud. Whoop.
And so
Pocket and step into the other on the other side of the hallway, but I'm like standing nearby to hear what's gonna happen.
Okay. Tippin, roll me a luck. Man, Tippin.
I'm gonna be real drugged this episode.
Yeah. I'm gonna have you roll again.
2.
Sadder still. What are you sad about, Tippin?
Food tastes gray now.
It tastes what I hear. You said that it tastes gray. Okay, I'm gonna roll an arcana or an academia to see if I recognize what kind of poison that is.
Sure. Oh my gosh.
That sounds like the great poison.
So the poison that he has taken, not from the soup, but just from the narcotics that he's taken.
Oh, crap. I thought it was from the soup. I was like, ha-ha, I knew it.
You are
Bigger problem.
you are absolutely sure about the narcotics that he's taken.
Yeah.
It's called glow root, and it comes in different forms. It comes in roots and mushrooms, basically, are the two that it comes in. It's a big narcotic on upside in Amongrad.
Yeah.
For usually Fae, just usual Fae, it just makes whatever you're feeling heightened.
Yeah.
That's all it does. It's an emotion enhancer.
Okay.
Does it make Big Faye glow too?
No, it doesn't make Big Fae glow. That's a new thing for it. But the fact that Tippin is taking it and his emotional state, because he's a pixie, he feels one emotion usually at a time. And so it's whatever emotion is in there, and it just cycles through all the emotions it possibly can in a very big way.
Yeah.
You know that the antidote for this, because you rolled all pluses, I'm going to give you an antidote. The antidote is lemon and milk.
Nice antidote.
Fantastic. Do I know the proportions and everything?
Yep, you know the proportions and everything, and you happen to look through the door, and there's lemon and milk in the kitchen.
I grab some.
Are you gonna wait? You were outside listening to.
Well, do I know? I'm assuming I do. How long is this gonna be for him? Like, is he gonna die from this?
How
or
much
is he
time
gonna
does he have, Doctor?
How much time does he have? Can I get milk and honey?
This
real quick?
could
Probably
last.
not much.
This could last a day for you.
Yes, but he's not gonna die from it.
No, he's not gonna die from
But
it.
it
Oh,
will be
well,
forever
then it's
to
gonna.
him.
Then he can wait. It's the danger. There's a possible danger coming. If they're not dangerous, then I'll.
Actually, hold on. I'm gonna see. Yeah, he could die from it. Yeah, that's.
Oh my God.
It's
Is he gonna die soon?
that's a double negative.
I'm a
so-
pixie. I could die
so-
anytime. No one would notice.
I would.
So
Would
you
you,
know
though?
that he's ingested a lot of this,
Yeah.
and
your
the fact
pocket,
that
I can
he's
see.
going through so many emotions so quickly,
Yeah.
he's probably overdosed.
Crap. Then I'm gonna. Cool. All right. And I realize this. All right. Smish.
Question:
Yes.
Have you ever done glow root?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No. As part of a warden, I would imagine they would have you learn what different narcotics
Yeah.
are.
What's a side effect
A side effect
amongst just regular Fae?
amongst regular Fae.
Drunk texts.
You actually the next
pixies.
day
Sunday.
all of your emotions are deadened.
Cool.
So
Interesting.
yeah, so basically you borrow all the emotions from the next day. So when they wear off, you can't feel anything for a while. So
Okay.
it's really dangerous because the consequences of why you're in that sort of state can be really severe because you don't care about anything.
Yeah.
So
the names are glow root, shimmer stick.
Yep.
Is another thing they call it.
Cool.
Mood.
Mood cap.
mood cap,
Mood cap. Those are the three names. They go by glow root, mood cap, and
shimmer stick.
shimmer stick.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna go inside and I see there's milk. Do I see both milk and lemon?
Yeah, they're there, and you hear the footsteps coming down the hall.
I want to hurry up and grab them and then leave again.
Roll a athletics. See how fast you can go.
That is a 4.
Sweet. You're able to basically, so you run into the kitchen. You hear the footsteps that are coming very quickly down the hallway, and you literally go over, grab a bowl, pour the milk, drop the thing, grab a lemon, take it on your horn, cut it open, and,
Yes.
and squeeze it into the milk, put it down, and step out and dunk Tippin in it as you go,
Yep.
like
cool.
a dunk.
It's a little
I was
baptism.
trying to drown me.
Saving your life, you dummy.
Roll me one more emotion, Tippin. We'll see what it is. Oh, so sad.
So sad.
I knew you never wanted me.
I want you around. Now stop dying. And I shake him off, and then I whispered that.
Man. Okay.
Did I whisper that?
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Yeah.
So you're like sitting there dunking Tippin as you're looking through the door.
Yeah.
And there's like as you dunk him.
Why don't you just end it now?
I can't. This apparently needs more salt. Dunk, 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 dunk.
And you look through the door, and you see a red-haired pixie woman, not pixie, a fairy lady come in, and she comes in, and she's like looking around the kitchen, and she goes, "Yeah, Spaniel's not here. Come in, come in, come in." And it's another, it's a half-gene Silvani.
Okay.
And he goes, "What'd you hear? What's going on?" And the pixie, the fairy girl, looks at him and goes, "I heard there were two of them. They were standing outside, and they said that Connor is dead. That's what they said. They said he's dead." He goes, "That's not good. Oh, you're gonna have to head down to the boss and let them know about that."
Do I hear this, or am I too busy, like,
We're still being done.
Okay. It's because I know that Tippin would.
You're still
say
hearing
sad
taste and
things.
tasting colors.
And he's like, "You better go down and like, what do they look like?" And she says, "Well, one was a half-gene of Fritty, and he had a pixie with him, and they were talking. The pixie was like roughing him up, and it's very odd. But they said that Connor's dead, and I know the boss is waiting for Connor. So what should we do?" And she's like, "All right, you're gonna go down there. I need to go. I need to teleport back into the city because I need to go and find out what's going on with the Ordeo estate. So you're gonna go do that, and I'm gonna do that. Okay, you got that?" She's like, "I got that. All right then. I'll see you later." And they kiss, and then they leave. So there you go, chat. There's your smooch. What do you do?
I'm gonna follow the fairy because you said the half-gene is now leaving. He's teleporting. Go back to the. All right, I'm gonna follow the half-gene.
All right. And Tippin, you come up this last time, and you are clear as a bell.
And he's upside down.
Yeah,
He's like,
you're upside down, dripping in milk
and lemon.
and lemon.
You good? And one whispering. You good?
Yeah, I'm good.
You are you sure?
Yeah.
You're not feeling any sickness?
What was that?
That was the drug, and I just cure you. You were overdosing. You were gonna die.
Tippin immediately like wriggles out and like starts drinking more.
So your wings are all wet
Yeah.
at this part. So there's gonna be no flying.
Do you have a towel? Do you have anything?
I just like I have my coat. Like you can just use my sleeve.
I'll just like
So
start.
you like head into the coat. You're like doing a wing shimmy. Roll me a luck.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh.
So chat.
Bad
Oh
luck.
no!
I want you to tell me how Tippin slightly damages his wings.
Oh no. Oh no.
So once you know that, let me know.
Not a word from you, Jordan.
So Jordan missed like the first half of the game so far, and he just got here like 10 minutes ago.
No!
Like he just got, and of course the moment Jordan shows up, wings get damaged.
No, they don't.
Nothing happened.
So you guys
It's a light
roll me a
bruising.
stealth to follow her.
Okay. Oh, I don't have stealth, so this should be fun.
Yeah, you know who does?
Okay.
He did something bad to his wing.
It's a -1.
Can I like be out of his pocket and like telling him like ways to go? Like, ooh, you should go over
Oh,
behind
that's a
this.
good
all
idea.
that.
Yes.
That's really good. No, don't roll. I'm gonna say that adds a 2 to it.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well then, because I am a warden, I'm gonna re-roll and see what happens. So that's now a plus. It's a +1. You said. +1 to him.
Plus,
giving me-
he's gonna give you a +2.
Oh, he's gonna give me a +2 to his to my
my best
non-existent stealth bonus. That's I should have let that one stay. But hey, it's a 3.
It's a 3. Nice. So you're about to go and just follow her, and Tippin's like, "No, wait, hey, what?"
That box. Go behind it. Wait until she takes 4 more steps, turns left, then go to that box. Then there's a little bit of that alley over there. See how the ledge kind of goes over? Just like crawl behind it.
I do that.
And you follow his instructions, and it's a beautiful little montage of.
They get
Yeah.
more and more specific.
And he's
As
like,
you go.
"Walk 2 steps. Now stop.
Stop.
And breathe in. Blink twice. And
Now you can breathe.
She literally, like, she turns around and she looks at a coat rack that is that exact position. So you're like behind the coat rack, and so she doesn't see you because you are in this exact position. And she goes, huh, and she turns around, and then you continue on.
Stealthing big people.
I
Impressive.
know. I also like to imagine there's at one point where he like gives me like a fake thing to do, like a la like
Rock a raccoon. Go get the
rock
leg,
it. Just be like, all right, yeah, like okay, now put your hand over your head like you're seeing something, and then wave 4 times. How does this help, Tippin? It doesn't. I just thought you looked ridiculous.
That's perfect. And so what's gonna happen is she goes to like a dumbwaiter, like a dumbwaiter thing.
Hey, don't say
And-
that about him. He could be smart.
All waiters are dumb.
Taking these.
Like, that, no, you
Put
didn't
it
earn
in
that.
jar.
So she gets into the dumbwaiter and lowers herself down,
Okay.
and then a minute or so later it comes back up and she's not in it.
Okay, well I'm gonna crawl
Don't
in it.
go.
Nope. Oh,
Okay.
wait, nope.
No,
what?
no, no.
Nope.
What did you say? You're gonna get in?
I was gonna crawl, but like I didn't like get in yet, so I'm getting
You
in.
should probably check it out. I don't know, maybe.
Well, how can we do that? I can't like go in and then go all the way. Can I put you in, and then lower you down?
Yeah.
Allie, how is the wing damaged?
The wing is damaged in that near the top of one of them, there's a small nick.
Oh man,
Don't-
you were
don't
gonna
break
have
'em.
trouble with the currents.
I'm gonna say that doesn't. You're gonna be able to fly, but not as fast. And your turns are wide.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Are there ways to fix this though?
Of course.
Okay, it'll
Of course
heal.
there are. Well, maybe. We'll see.
Well, yeah. Can I put you
me
in?
in there.
All right.
We'll put a sticking patch on it.
Ooh. Do you have a handkerchief? Anything? Piece of cloth?
Do I?
Sure.
I do. Here you go.
Cool. Tippin's gonna lie down as flat as he possibly can, like fold his wings into himself, flatten himself, and put the handkerchief over him.
Okay.
So it's almost like he's part of the floor of the
So it's
dumbwaiter,
just a
just in case,
handkerchief.
like
It's just a handkerchief on the
On the
dumbwaiter.
dumbwaiter.
basically.
But I'm like, as I'm laying him down, and he's like, put it over my head. I'm like, but then how are you gonna see what's on the other side?
I will improvise.
Okay, can you just lift your hand up just a tiny bit so you can see underneath your hand?
Fine.
There you
fine,
go. Okay,
fine.
cool. All right.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. And I lower down.
And so you it's literally a button, and you press it,
Yeah,
and it
I
begins
hit
to
the
lower
button.
lowers him down. And as it's lowering him down, you hear people coming on your people are coming down the hallway on your end.
Is there any way for me to hide in here?
Roll me luck. No,
We need
no,
to
there
stop
are,
rolling
There are
luck.
no.
We need to stop rolling.
There are
around.
no
That's exactly-
places other than getting in the dumbwaiter at this point.
Well, you see about the dumbwaiter is that even if it goes down, I'm above it, so I won't be seen by the people on the other side of the dumbwaiter because they can only see into the dumbwaiter.
That's true.
So I'm
you
going
can
to
get into the tunnel. like,
I'm gonna get into the tunnel and I'm
shaft,
gonna
right.
like Morpheus in the walls in the Matrix. I'm gonna be up in that wall.
Roll me
Athletics.
an athletics.
You really want physique to be a thing.
It's from a different game. I've
Yeah.
been playing so many games right now.
That is a 3.
So you, as they come around the corner, you scramble into that,
Yeah.
and we're gonna say that you have pinned yourself there as they wheel a cart full of dirty dishes.
Okay.
Oh no.
And as they're doing that, as they're coming around the corner, we're gonna jump to you guys. So you go left.
We go left.
And
We go
you
left.
enter into a hallway full of other cells, and it leads left, and then it comes to a T, so you can go left or right. And there's basically 4 or 5 cells on the hallway that you just come from.
At this point, oh, you want something to do?
I'm going to start keeping track of the lefts and the rights that we
Okay,
make.
all right. So you've gone left.
At this point, I would like to use my notice skill, but I would like to do it in a way that I'm trying to sniff because the nose knows when you're underground, and I want to try to find the way up or into a more open space.
Oh, you're looking for open spaces.
Fresh
yes.
air.
Okay,
Fresh
sure.
air would be lovely.
Oh dear.
No. It's still a +1. However, I would say that I am sort of spelunkering being
No,
here.
you're using your cave knowledge.
And so it is a +3 then in that case.
Sweet. +3.
Drew, did the room I was in with the arguing human and Nayade smell of anything in particular?
I'm gonna say because you didn't ask in the moment, like you didn't really pay attention to it.
And I probably wasn't. Other
So
things to pay attention to.
you get to this tea, and Alva, you see Grettie begin to, and she begins to sniff. With that 3, you take a right.
Great. So we go right. So we go left and then right. One hop this time.
And as you're heading down this hallway, it opens up into a large cavernous chamber. And in this chamber, there are several floors worth of weapons and equipment and like carriages, like armored carriages, and like an armored trolley is here. There's a lot of stuff here, like military grade,
Like Guardian.
like Guardian level stuff.
I don't remember taking a tunnel towards the museum.
This is not a museum. If this isn't the property of the Borwald Military Institute, which by the way is directly above our heads, then
You
this
know where that is.
Back where we are. I should have taken a left at Albuquerque.
I'm gonna say,
This-
tell me if this is right or not. I feel like you went down the slide, like you wanted to see what was beyond the slide.
I absolutely did.
and,
Oh yeah.
And so you like spelunked your way through the ruins of the slide.
That's perfect because that means this wasn't even a business trip. This was a pleasure excavation.
Yeah.
So this is what I do for fun is try to find new tunnels, and the slide has been on my 150 or 160 before 160 list.
Yeah. So
Nice.
you went off the slide and went down as far as you could go, and it still went deeper, but like you stopped and found a tunnel and like tried to like go through there. And the past 7 days you've been wandering around down there.
It's been a great trip.
It was a vacation.
Grettie, if this doesn't belong to the Institute, then it's stolen Guardian grade military gear belonging to a terrifying smuggling ring.
So on a level of don't touch that, that's hot, to oh my god, girl, you're going to die. How dangerous are we right now?
The gear here, or just existing in this place?
No, in this place where we are right now.
Pretty close to the second one.
Oh, well, then in that case, we really should be going. I would like to go up to the nearest wall. I'm going to spend a fate chip to say that on this wall there are swords.
Nice.
Not even strikes, but like
Swords.
they're blades.
Yeah, yeah. There are different types of blades in this world. There's the long blade, there's the curved blade, the strong blade, the thin blade, and short blades.
Who named these blades?
I did.
A descriptivist.
This is so like curved blades are like scimitars
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah.
katanas, stuff
Perfectly
like that.
straight.
Long blades are like long swords. Strong
Perfectly short. Really
Strong
short.
blades are like
They're like the weakest.
You are all
type of
fired.
sword.
two-headed square blades are like big, and
One hand.
thin blades are like rapiers.
Okay.
Curved blades are like sabers, stuff
Okay.
like that.
Okay. So I would like to take one. Well, I can't imagine they're going to be missing it. They seem to have so much with them. So I'd like to take one of the smaller ones.
Okay.
So I guess a short sword.
Yeah, you take a short blade. The short blade, you pull it off the wall. It's a square blade with a slight curve at the end of it.
Great. I will take.
It's got a scabbard on it too, so like you.
Oh, I was
yeah.
going to take a piece. Okay, fine. I take the scabbard as well.
Yeah.
And I strap it on, and I go. You never know when you need a big knife.
That's not a half bad idea. Are there any like crop strikes here? The
Oh
large
yeah,
ones?
there's like you look over and you see that there's a whole wall, and there's crates of this stuff. It's not just they have them out for like inspection, and that's where you got like you just grab that. But there's a bunch of, and you pick up a crop strike, and you see that it's got the Canis family mark on the bottom of it.
I was just gonna. Okay, that's good to know.
Oh, so yeah, this is like high grade.
It's high grade
yeah,
stuff, yeah.
High grade stuff. And if are there any like other markings on it, or is it just like the canis property?
There's
of the
canis.
family?
I mean, yours doesn't have canis. Yours has the Kuntal family mark on it.
So it's like a variety.
It's a variety of weapons from stuff. But as you guys are getting these two things, so you grab a crop strike, you grab a short blade, you hear a, Mr. Ponce, please, can we have a moment? Please don't leave yet. And it echoes through the entire chamber.
She reaches out and grabs your wrist. We need to follow those voices, and we need to follow those voices, and we need to not be seen or heard. Come with me, please. I'm trying to find the source of the voices while like.
So the way
keeping
that this,
super
so this room is basically a large circle. It's broken into, there's a path down the center and a path across it, so it's broken into 4 quadrants. And then there's obviously a second and a third level where there are rooms with, storage rooms up there. But this is just kind of like a generic storage area where there's like trolleys and carts and weapons crates and stuff like that. There's a lot of places to hide.
But well, and you said there's levels.
There's
right?
levels to it, yeah. I mean, the levels, obviously, there's spiral staircases that go up on
Are there library ladders?
yes.
I take her and we scramble up one
Yeah,
level.
we're trying to find the source of the voice while remaining as discreet as possible.
Okay, roll me stealths.
+2 total.
Plus 2 total?
2.
2, okay. Cool. So you guys scramble up there, and you're behind a crate of rod strikes. As you look down, no, you're not behind a crate of rod strikes. You're behind a crate of captured fire. It's glass jars, like weather jars, full of fire. And those are pretty easily, they're identifiable. You don't see these in the city at all. You know that Guardians of the Wall have them. They basically like launch either grenades or like from launchers.
Tiny pots of wildfire.
Yeah, tiny pots of wildfire, basically.
Okay.
And it's a huge crate of those. Like you look through and you see that there's like a bunch of fire like dancing. It's different colors too.
Oh my debt and stars.
Do I know if these are safe to touch?
How versed are you in military grade weapons?
Nope.
So no.
No. Okay. I'm just gonna leave them there until I hope we don't have to use them.
So you're like sitting there and you're looking over this crate and you see down the center of this, where the quadrants go, in the center, you're hearing the clack, clack, clack of Royland Ponce walking with his cane. And you look down and you can see that the Naiadi is like running after him. The Naiadi is wearing a very nice suit as well. And it's of like, it's like bluish green, but he's got his jacket off and he's just wearing the vest and a shirt. And he's like, Mr. Ponce, please, we can talk about this. And Royland turns and you can see that he's facing your direction. And you see that he's got a dead rabbit in one hand and his cane in the other. And he like points the cane at the Naiadi, and he's like, now you listen to me here. You take one more step, and this rabbit and you will have a lot in common. He's like, all right, can we just talk about this? You don't have the key. If you don't have the key, you don't got Ponce. Do you understand? He's like, yes, Mr. Ponce, I understand that. Connor is on his way, all right? He's on his way if you will just wait for a little bit. And he looks at me and says, all right then, I'll wait right here. And he sits down on the ground where he is. And he pulls out a knife and begins skinning this rabbit right in the middle. And he's like, all right, would you care for anything? This rabbit will be fine. He says, but I'm going to give you 25 minutes to figure out where Connor is with the key. And in 25 minutes, if you don't got me an answer, I'm gone. Understand? I'm gone.
I point at Alva as we're like sitting here, like trying to hide, and I go,
So she points to Alva and points to her head and mouths, "Do you know?"
yeah, that's what I do.
Alva uses similar gestures to say, "Are you asking me where Connor is?"
I go, you know where the key is.
No.
Okay. What is second game question? Do I know who Ponce is?
Roll me a luck. Actually, do you have contacts?
I do.
I do.
Roll, both of you roll me contacts.
Yeah, have that dice, please.
Oh, this is going to be good. That's a 6.
That's a 1.
So, no, you don't know who Royland Ponce is.
All right.
You do. You've heard of Royland Ponce. You've never seen him. He's more like a myth than anything else. But the stories you've heard about Royland Ponce are varied and strange, and you don't know if they're real or not. But you never even know that that person was actually a real person until now. And so you have no idea what's true, what's false. You just know that there's this story that's gone around about a powerful human who runs a ton of human gangs by the name of Royland Ponce, and he's insane. That's all you know.
And what is this big scary man that I don't know who he is doing right now?
Right now, he is sitting on the ground with a rabbit in his hands. With a knife, he's skinning the rabbit and then pulling the skin off with his teeth and then continuing to skin this rabbit.
All right. Where's the Nayati going?
The Nayati is like, "Very well, Mr. Ponce. Very well. You just stay right here. I'll be right back." And he steps very quickly to the other end of the room and heads out.
She gestures to Grettie. "We need to follow the Nayati. We, in whatever stealthy way we can, we get around Royland and go out the same door as the Nayati."
So
Let's see.
So as you guys begin to move, there's a loud, "I wouldn't move very far if I were you."
Well spotted, sir. That was very impressive. I thought that I was being very quiet, but
You hear the
apparently
loud
I was not.
as he snaps the neck of the rabbit.
Oh my word.
And he goes, "I'd like you to come down here and have a chat with me, if you don't mind."
Absolutely, Mr. Ponce. One moment.
And as you guys head down, we jump to you guys.
I like to imagine a split screen of like Amy like in the wall, just like dun 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 dun, and it cuts to Tippin underneath the blanket. Dun, 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 dun.
It's a split screen of you like there, and then he's underneath it as it's like going down.
And then the screen merges, and that's actually how far apart they are.
Yes.
So you reach the bottom of it, and it's supposed to be probably like a washroom or something like that. Literally, there's a hallway off to a washroom, but there is another door there that's set a bit further back into like rough-hewn stone, and it's like a metal door put right there with a light that appears to be like hanging right above that door.
Awesome.
Obviously, this door does not belong here. You can tell that it's been chiseled out of the wall.
I'm gonna make my way to that door.
Okay.
Stealthily.
Sure. Roll me a stealth.
I'd also like to. Can I roll a notice first to see if there's anyone else in the room?
Sure. Roll a notice.
So that's a 4.
Cool. That red-haired fairy girl is still here.
She's still in the room.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to crawl out, and can I like stealth my way and stay as close as I can to the wall until I reach the floor, and then make it to like a corner of the room?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Roll me another stealth.
Yeah, that's a 7.
Yeah. She's at the door, thumbing, like looking for a key. She's like reaching in her pockets, or like she's looking for something. And so the camera is on her, fishing through her pockets, going, by the dam. Where was it? Where was it?
I want to get as close as I can to.
And we see Tippin on like we watch him.
Focus shifts.
The focus shifts to this small figure, like head down the
Climbing
wall.
down the wall. And I want to make it as close as I can. She's standing in front of this big door. I want to get as close as I can to her. Actually, no. I want to like get on her shoe and like right behind her shoe and like
Okay.
merge myself through. Like I'm
I'm gonna say roll me one more stealth.
That's a 6.
Yeah, you are on her shoe. There's a moment like the camera is on her completely, so we see you go down, and then we see you go out of the camera's frame, and there's she like stops, looks up, looks around, and goes back to it, and the next thing we know, she goes, opens the door, and she steps, and there's Tippin on the heel.
Looks directly at the camera, winks.
Wait, you were supposed to come tell me
I
if I
mean,
could
how
come
often
down.
do you really look at another phase shoes?
I mean,
Yeah.
what's
Pixie's has
this?
short-term memory.
Also, Tippin's too curious about what's behind this door to think about you.
So, Embrilar, you're up at the top, and you're holding there, and you hear these guys come around, and they come around the corner, and one of them goes, yeah, so she says to me, yeah, I'd like to go out with you, but maybe not this week, maybe next week then. And I'm really busy right now. No, mate, you see, she doesn't want to go out with you right now. What's really happened, if she wanted to go out with you, she'd go out with you now. And she wouldn't wait for it. And she's like, oh, I don't know. I just feel like we got something really special together. You know what I mean?
Poor guy.
And he's like, look, you just be honest with her, all right? And they're like they're waiting for like the elevator to come back up. And so the dumbwaiter comes back up, and it like hits your feet, Embrilar, and goes a bit. And so you're wedged there as they load a bunch of like dishes onto it.
Yeah.
And then press it again, and they turn around, and so the camera is on them, like still talking, and we see that go down, and we see you on top of it as you head down.
Just like ready to like, they're like the focus shifts from them to me. I'm just like,
Roll a stealth real quick.
okay. That is a 1.
Okay, yeah, you're fine.
Yes.
You're fine. As you watch, and they both like look back as you just pass.
As it goes.
They look back and go, nah, and they like walk.
Yeah.
And so you
Hit the bottom.
You hit the bottom just in time to
Boy,
see.
have we ever.
Just in time to see her walk through.
Yeah.
So like, Tippin, as you were getting off, the elevator went back up.
Right.
And so you just to see her walk through, and the door is beginning to close. I want you to roll me an athletics to see if you can get to the door
And like prop it open
and
just for
like
like a
prop
second.
it open for a second so you can slip through.
All right. That is a 3.
Yeah, that's enough. That's
Yes.
enough. Yeah. And so so it's a jump down, walk very quietly, and you literally at the last second, you go and you just go, you like put your horn.
By a hair, but by a horn.
One by
it's
a
like,
horn.
And it just closes slightly on that, and then you can open it slightly as you watch her walk down the hallway.
Do Ifriti have sensory? Like,
No, it's just bone.
okay,
Yeah.
so it's
Yes.
like a regular.
So it's like a regular horn. He has no like feeling.
I was just wondering.
That's a good question though.
Yeah, that's a solid question.
Interesting enough, this is a
solid as my
word
own
of Warda real quick. There are
Word of
certain
wisdom.
word of wisdom. A word of wisdom. Sylvani can be born with rock for their limbs or parts of them, but they have no feeling in those limbs.
What?
I hit on a guy's rock arm once.
They have no feeling. And they can't even feel. They can be taught to feel pressure, but that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
So it takes a lot but they're stronger and hardier than most other Sylvani, but they give up for it in having feeling. Interesting enough. All right.
It's good to know stuff.
And
all right.
knowledge is power.
And so as you open up and like head down and look there, I think we're gonna go to a commercial break and take a small break, so we can take that.
with a word from our sponsors.
Sure, we're going to take a quick break here, guys. I'll still be in the chat, but we're going to switch over to the other screen and give our performers a quick break. Let me know if you have questions.
Hi, everyone. We're back. Did everybody pee okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It was a little rough.
Good, good. Everything came out okay in the end.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, last we left off, you guys were in the tunnels on your way, but we're going to jump to Alva and Grettie, who were on their way down. Called upon by Royal.
Yeah, great.
That's gonna go well.
So, as you walk down, you see Royland sitting cross-legged on the stone floor, skinning this rabbit. And as he's skinning the rabbit, he's cutting it in such a way that he's just working on it, basically. And he seems to be doing, and he's like gutting it. His hands are like full of blood, so he's like just dropping guts next to you as he's like skinning this rabbit.
Question about the world. Is there a masculine equivalent of the junior Mabs in Warda?
That is a great question. I'm going to leave that up to the chat. If there's the junior Mabs, if there's the junior Dares,
Yeah.
we'll leave it up to them.
Okay.
All right. Ogs.
So the Ogs, yeah.
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 So he's sitting there, and you guys come up to him.
The daring do's.
We do not get closer to than a dozen feet from him. I do not want to be close to this person.
So he like looks up at you, and you see him for the first time up close. He's an older-looking gentleman, probably in his 50s, and he's got gray hair. He's got mutton chops that go into a beard, and he's wearing a top hat which he takes off.
What's it made of?
Oh yeah, it is made of it's felt, so it's nothing very nice or anything like that. You notice his clothes aren't nice clothes; they're good clothes. They're sturdy clothes, but they're not
So
like.
it's a sturdy felt high hat.
It's a sturdy felt high hat which he has set to the side of him, and he's got his hair is slicked over to the side, and he's sitting there with his knife, cutting this rabbit open.
You rang?
Have a seat.
So Grettie plops down in a cross-legged fashion and just folds her hands on her lap very obediently.
Alva shakes out her skirts and also sits down somewhat more gracefully in a cross-legged position.
So you're eavesdroppers, is it?
In this moment, yes.
Little hidey holes, listen to people you don't supposed to listen to. Is that what it is?
If you say so, sir. But this is an exceptionally big room.
To be
Who are you?
Grettie Buschelcroft at your service, Brownie spelunker for hire.
All right, Croft. What's your name?
My name is Alva Goldfinch.
All right, Al. Now, I'll say this. I don't particularly like eavesdroppers. But you know who really doesn't like eavesdroppers?
No.
Mr. Hoppy. And he puts his hand up in this rabbit. He's like,
What? What?
He made a puppet.
Mr. Hoppy doesn't like eavesdroppers. Do you, Mr. Hoppy?
No, I
No, he doesn't.
Does he like watching Nayati being skinned like fish?
Do you like that, Mr. Hoppy?
Yeah, I do. I like it a lot.
Oh, do you?
I'm like Mr. Hoppy, but I have a more discerning palate. I need to find a specific Nayati to skin.
Maybe we can skin you.
Well, I suppose you could, but then I couldn't skin anybody myself, now could I?
Where's the fun in that?
No, Mr. Hoppy, that's very unkind. These are guests. Isn't that right, Mr. Hoppy?
Yeah, it is. I'm very disturbed by this. I have relatives that look kind of rabbit-like. This is terrifying.
I put a hand on Grettie's shoulder, in an effort to calm her slightly.
Does this bother you? Does this bother you?
No,
Does this bother you?
He makes him jump back and forth across the ground.
Blood sliding out and slipping.
His guts are kind of hanging out over the sides. He's doing this.
Mr. Ponce, do you
God
want it to
damn.
bother us? Because we're happy to be of service.
I think it's fun.
Very well.
What's the name of the Nayade you were speaking to?
What do you want to know?
Because I need to know if he's the right one to skin.
And why would I just say information to you? I don't know you. Don't know what you're doing here. I'm not just here to give you what you need.
Well,
You're eavesdropping on my conversations. You're listening in my business. And Mr. Hoppy's business. Isn't that not right, Mr. Hoppy?
Yeah, that's right. That is my business. My business, my business.
We were listening. You want a key.
Yes, I do.
Is it a key outside of the city?
Oh, she's observant, Mr. Hoppy.
Yeah, she is observant. Take her ears.
Yeah, we should. We should take her ears.
Will that get you the key?
Will it get us the key, Mr. Hoppy?
No, it won't.
But what will it do?
Make us feel better.
Yes, it will.
if you need a key, I am very used to fetching objects and artifacts, and I'm sure a particular key is something that I could locate
You talk
and
too
acquire.
much.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Okay.
Now, Mr. Hoppy. It's all right if I call you Mr. Hoppy, is it?
Yeah, sure, it's fine.
All right. You know where the key is?
I might have an idea.
Might's different than no, love.
Then what might the Nayade's name be?
I have no guarantees you know where it is. Why should I give you information that I absolutely know? What's your assurances? What's the deal?
Connor has the key.
Where's Connor?
The Ardeo estate.
Is he there now?
Yes.
Is he alive?
No.
So Connor's not coming then. Is that the Ardeo estate you just said then? You sure about that?
They might have moved him.
No, I'm not. I don't care about the body of a dead Silvani. I
If-
don't care
if-
about that. You
if
burn
the
that kindling. I've
Dead
done it before.
Silvani is
Don't smell
underground,
nice.
6 feet under. I would be happy to be the one to go the 6 feet under to fetch the key for
Quiet!
you. Okay.
Mr. Hoppy, please.
What is
Keep
the-
our friend company. And he tosses the rabbit to you.
Actually, while he's tossing, he's distracted, right?
You want to try something? Go for it.
Attack of opportunity.
Sneak attack.
Can you stun people with crop strikes?
You can. I mean, it depends on what the spell that's in it, but you can channel a stun spell into a ranged projectile for it.
Okay. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? As he tosses it to her, I actually grab her by the back of her shirt, pull her up, pull out the crop strike, and start backing away from
Two
her.
actions. So you have enough time to do one. Either you get her, or you put him on point.
I'll put him on point.
So he tosses that, and you pull the. I'm not even gonna say that you need to. You just pull the crop strike on him, and he like looks at it, and looks at you. Oh, you got Ogs. I'll let you know that.
I'm not interested in hurting you. You're not who I came here for.
Who'd you come here for?
The Nayade, whose name you won't give me.
I don't know. Well, you were talking about the night you just walked out of here.
Yes, is that Spiderwillow?
Yes, that's Spiderwillow.
He dresses like the pits of fashion.
I'm not one to say one way or the other.
I need to ask him some questions.
He stands up, and picks up his hat. His hands are covered in blood. He's got his cane with him, and he goes, "Oh, thank you for the information. It's very helpful. Now, if you're interested in a job or any such thing, talk to Spiderwillow. I don't take Fae." He puts the hat back on and goes, "The Ardeo estate, you said, right?"
They might have moved him.
Where was he before that?
The Violet Lotus line.
Now, if I was a Fae, where would I hide that key?
Probably in a box. That's usually where they are.
Yeah, they won.
Good! Do my dare.
Then I suppose
He spits when you say that. All right. Well, ladies, Al, Croft. Enjoy your evening.
Alva manages the best curtsy she can have, despite the fact that like her legs are shaking.
If you see Spiderwillow, tell him I've walked out. He'll get what he wants if I get what I want. Understand?
Yes.
And if I get what I want before he gets what he wants, and I want it, and I have it, I'll talk to him.
That was a lot more words.
I followed.
Excellent. I like you.
Are you sure?
I don't need your face on my wall. He turns around and walks away.
Oh, Jesus.
And you hear him clack, clack, clack.
Is he going out the same way
Same way Spiderwillow went. And so
Alva sits down on the floor.
What did you say his name was? Royland Ponce? More like Royland Payne.
and you have this dead rabbit.
He's a human gang leader. He's insane.
Oh, I gathered that part. That was crystal clear.
What do you guys want to do? Where are you guys going to go?
I wanted to follow Spiderwillow, but at this present moment, that doesn't seem terribly wise, as that's also the direction Mr. Ponce. That's the way out.
And so you guys follow Mr. Ponce.
Yeah.
Mr. Ponce. And so you guys are walking after him.
I feel like while you're talking about, I don't know what to do now, we could do this or this or this, I go, yes, well, and that's probably the way out, is the way that he just went. And you're just like,
That's the way out.
and away we go.
And out we go.
We jump to you two.
Yeah.
So she's walking down the hallway at a fast clip. And Embrilar, you are in the hallway now, and you shut the door quietly behind you.
He hasn't noticed me on foot, yes.
I don't know. Roll a notice. See if you see him.
That would be a 3.
I'm gonna say that you don't see Tippin, but you get the sense that if Tippin would not have left this opportunity open, so he more than likely is on this pixie somewhere. On this.
Or he's at least in the door. Like the moment the door opened, he zipped in through.
He's
so.
here. He's inside this hallway. You can. be
He's
sure
fine.
about that.
All right, cool. Then I'm gonna.
But
keep...
you've known him to hide on people before.
I have, yeah.
And so you guessed he's either like in her pockets or in her blouse. He's
Yeah.
somewhere.
Cool. Then I'm gonna keep following her.
Okay, roll me a stealth.
Ooh.
You know what? That is a -2.
Okay.
However, I have a fate point.
Okay.
I wish to use that fate point.
How?
I'm going to re-roll that fate.
Okay, but using
Why?
I am an Afridi warden. I have been trained in the art of following my prey,
what? All right.
following my suspects.
I think that's great. That's good for you.
Fate!
I'd also
Two.
like to
Why
roll
does this
a
keep
notice
happening?
to see if I can notice him.
I mean, you can just look back and he's there.
Yeah.
Did.
You look back and he's there.
Okay,
He's there like in the doorway, like trying to figure out his next move.
How can I help you?
Yes. I did.
So what did you roll? And this is a stealth?
Yes, that was a stealth. That was a 2.
2. Okay.
Because I don't have stealth, but I am stealthy. I am too stealthy.
You do.
I am too stealthy.
You do have romance.
I do. Try to steal this
Make
woman
eyes
from her.
at
She already
her.
has someone.
Smooch.
She's walking too fast and is very focused on the end of this hallway.
Yeah.
Basically, what's happening is you guys are walking down this hallway rather quickly, and you follow her for a good way, and she continues to go downward. She's following this rough-hewn tunnel, down, 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 until she enters into a large circular room.
Yeah.
And you follow her enough, and we say that that's enough that she's just walking. Both of you enter into a large circular room that happens to have a lot of military grade stuff inside of it. You are on the top level of that.
Okay.
And you enter into this place.
What do I see?
Go for it.
Ooh.
Oh no.
What do your pixie eyes see?
What do my pixie eyes see? It's just a 1.
Sir.
You are.
But I am a pixie collector.
That's all right. Roll again.
Better. That's a 4.
A 4. You see that there's a lot of crates, there's a lot of weaponry, a lot of armor, a lot of weaponized vehicles. There are blades and crops and strikes and even some archery stuff. A couple of launchers of different kinds.
So I would like to spend a fate point to say that because Grettie was so muddy and dusty and dirty, that a 4 may be strong enough to notice the little trail of muddy paw prints
You definitely do.
towards the door.
There are obviously a bunch of footprints far down, maybe like 40 feet down. There's obviously in the center of this room, there's a big pool of blood, and there's a dead rabbit,
That poor creature.
and there's mud and blood because Royland got blood all over himself, leading out the door in a different direction.
Tippin is going to. So, I'm imagining she's like walking over like a bridge over
Yep.
this thing. I'm imagining Tippin's just going to kind of let go
It's like a catwalk.
and let himself like. This is going to be kind of acrobatic. Let himself like fall down, and just kind of like keep his wings closed until the last moment and open them to slow down
Is
to
there
get to that
acrobatics?
bottom.
Is there such a thing?
I think it's just athletics. I think we combined it all into athletics.
In athletics? If it's athletics, roll in athletics.
He basically just wants to get down there really quickly, but very silently.
Yeah, it's all in athletics.
Cool.
Ooh.
That's fine. That is a 3.
Yeah, so you let go and fall.
And I open my wings at like the last moment.
The last second. With that 3, I'm going to say that it's you take a wider one and you scrape the floor just slightly, like you have to turn your face as it kind of scrapes it, but you pull out of that dive.
Is it because of his wing?
Yeah, because his wing.
I
Did
figured.
that door that we walked through earlier, the one where I followed her behind, was there a way to open it from the other side?
I don't think you took a chance to look at it. You just were following her.
Okay.
So what? Maybe there is, maybe there isn't.
Okay.
There should be, but
Yeah, because a lock was on the other side, but there must be another way.
there must be another way out.
All right, cool.
And
I'm
then
gonna keep
I'm
that in
going to follow that trail of blood.
Okay. Embrilar, you
Yeah.
are in this room. You watch her walk across this catwalk, and you see Tippin. Let go.
You suddenly see.
Just suddenly just drop, and I'm like, thought so. I wait until. Do I see like he's down there? Is there another way for me to get down there?
There's plenty of ladders and staircases to get
Where is
down.
she going? Is she out of sight?
She walks right across the catwalk and exits a door on the other side.
I'm gonna go across that catwalk and I'm gonna listen through the other door.
Okay. You go to the other catwalk and you put your ear to the door. Roll me a notice. It's a good roll.
Thank you. That is a 4.
A 4. You can hear her she closes that door. You listen at the door, and you hear her enter, start heading downstairs.
Okay, probably so. It's probably a way down into further sections of this place.
What you guess? Yes.
Yeah. I'm gonna keep following her.
Okay.
I'm gonna open that door slowly.
Roll me a stealth. This is gonna be the whole stealth for opening the door and following her.
Okay. That is a 2.
2. Cool. You follow behind her, and she heads downstairs and comes into a common room of some kind, where there's a bunch of other fairies and half-genes kind of milling about, and you can hear them talking down there, and you can hear her say to, because you're following close enough behind, but not in sight. They're like, "Oh, there, Sally. What is it? Yeah, I need to see the boss. It's something about Connor. Oh, better come this way then. Hey, boss. Boss says he's got something to say to you." And what do you do?
Well, they probably can't know Connor is dead. That's probably going to cause some problems. I don't know.
But if it's a problem, you have to deal with it.
I know.
Because you're a warden.
I know. I'm trying to think. What would be... Because obviously, Embrilar doesn't know about any of this. So based on what Embrilar knows, what I know, what causes a bigger issue? If they find out Connor is dead or if they still think he's alive?
You don't know. Like
I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know if it's going to be a good thing or a bad thing. I mean, you assume it's a bad thing because it was his men and they're now dead.
Yeah. But that could, if he was super important, then that could cause distraction, that could cause disarray, and then that could allows us to have a way in. Or they could also have Alva, and if they find out Alva's is somehow responsible, they could kill her.
It's true.
But you would then know where she is.
But you also remember that you didn't say anything about that. You just said that he's dead. You didn't say who did it.
Yeah.
And so they don't know who did it at this point.
I'm gonna let the fate. I'm gonna let the dice
Let the luck
decide.
decide.
Okay, if it is good luck, then I am going to let it happen. If it is bad luck, I'm going to make a distraction.
Okay.
And
That is the most ambiguous thing I've ever seen.
That's neutral. That's completely neutral.
You're not helping me, Di. All right, okay.
You want to roll again? You can always roll
I'm
again.
gonna roll. Oh, well, I kind of don't want to because I kind of
And
feel
here's
like
the voice of Tippin in
I
his
feel-
ear.
yeah.
Distraction.
I'm gonna roll again.
Okay.
Distraction it is. Distraction it is.
Did we ask the chat something a little while ago? We asked the chat to...
If there was the equivalent of the junior match.
They voted for the Junior Dare Scouts.
The junior
Dare
Their
Scouts.
condescending name is the Daring Doos.
Yes.
Nice. Distraction it is then.
All right, what are you going to do? How are you going to distract?
So describe to me where I am.
So where you are, you're in a stairwell. It's like a metal spiral staircase.
Okay.
That you see like in a library or something like that.
Okay.
It's going out of the rock and into like a hewn room beneath you.
Does that room have a door? Or is it just an open hallway, open like archway?
From right now, what it is it goes down and into the room itself. And so you can't see anything other than there's a lit room beneath you.
Can I reach out and hit one of the? There's weapons and stuff everywhere on the walls.
No. You've left that room.
Okay.
Went into a hallway and went down that spiral staircase. So it's like if that's the catwalk, that's
Drew
that.
draws.
Welcome to Drew Draws. And spiral.
Put it on the thing.
I will in a second.
Spiral. This episode of Drew Draws is brought to you by sound effects. Spiral.
Oh, okay. A thought has crossed Embrilar's mind.
Okay.
Okay, this is what I'm going to say happens.
So this is what we're looking at here because I
Okay.
drew it.
He
Put it
drew
on
it.
the mat and
So,
show us.
so basically what it is like this is a cross section of it.
Okay.
This is that catwalk you were on. You walk through the catwalk. This spiral staircase goes down into
Gotcha.
a room. And like this is the room that Grettie...
With the weapons.
This is the room
Yes.
that, with the weapons and everything. This is the hallway that Royland walked out into. So you guys are following
Are
Royland
following
this way.
down that
Okay,
way.
got it. This is what I want to do. This is what I'm saying happens. As he's Embrilar is gonna drop something stupid, on purpose, he's going to drop it. As he's about to drop it, the thought crosses his mind. The boss might be Spiderwillow. This might be a good waiting for him to gather information. He's going to wait, but he's ready to cause a distraction if it turns out bad.
Okay.
That's what I want to do.
So there's "Oi, boss! Boss, Sally's got something to say to you." And immediately there's a door opens, and you hear this, "What? What is it? What do you want?" "Oh, sorry about this, boss, but I had two blokes upstairs. They were saying that Connor's dead." There's silence for a good long while. Who are these people? Who are they? "Oh, I don't know, boss. It was a half-gene, a Freddy, and a pixie. They were saying that Connor's dead, that he's dead. We already sent Bert, right? We already sent him to the Ardeo estate. And they're like, yeah, boss, we already did. Is he back yet? No, he's not gonna be back for a little while, boss. He's gonna teleport all the way out there and all the way back. And he's like, ah.
Teleport?
Yeah.
Oh.
He's
Sorry.
He roars a little bit. He's like, "Ugh." Where's Royland? And you hear them cross the room to this wall, and they look like they look outside. He's like, boss, he's gone. He's not in the armory. And he's like, oh gosh, it's all falling apart. It's all falling apart. He's like, you go find Royland. Make sure he doesn't leave. And you head to the Ardeo estate. See if you can find Connor. Maybe he's got the key still on him. We have to find the key. We have to find it now.
Okay. I want to do something because I've seen you doing this. Like you spend a fate point to say like something happens.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm wanting to hear where Alva is. I'm looking for Alva, and she came down there to like say something. I'm gonna spend a fate point to say that like
We overhear it?
like I overhear what they did because as far as they know, she came in talking about something happening.
That's true. It's like,
And
hey, oh boss, what about that fairy who came down here talking about Connor as well? He's like, that's good. That's a good point. Where is she? Where did you put her? It's like, we put her in the cells, boss. That's where we put her. It's like, go check the cells. Go see if we can get her and talk about it. And so they rush off. So basically the room begins to empty.
I'm gonna follow the people who are going to the cells.
Okay. There's... Oh, I gotta roll a luck.
Oh no!
Yeah, they come right up the stairway where you are. So there's people leave in various directions.
Okay, cool.
And you hear two people begin to come up the stairs where you are.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to give you a chance to get away. If you want to, or...
Come what may.
Okay, I heard the name of Royland. I'm going to bluff.
Okay.
I'm going to bluff my way out of here. They're not in uniform, are they? Is there a uniform?
No, there's no uniform.
Yes, cool.
They're just like regular Joes.
Cool. All right, I'm gonna bluff my way out of this
All
situation.
right, roll me a deception.
So my falsehood.
Falsehood.
Yeah.
Reroll that one because it's an interference.
Okay, that is a 3.
Okay.
I'm going to drop the name. I'm going to drop Royland. I'm going to drop that name. Essentially, I'm going to be like, there you guys are, finally. I just ran into Royland Pants. He's angry. Where'd the boss go?
So up the stairs come two half-genes, both Johnny. And as they come like, oi. And they like look at you and you say that and they go, he's right downstairs.
Yeah, he wants to know where is that fairy that was in here earlier talking about like Connor. Connor is like he was at the Ardeo estate. Where is that? Where is she?
Whoa, like wait. Where is Roland? We're looking for him.
He left. He was here earlier. He was sitting down there in the armory, right?
Yeah. So
he left off in a storm. Apparently, something about Connor being dead. And he's off to go find where that fairy is and go torture and kill her. We have to go.
Oh, Smish. And they like head back downstairs.
Okay, and I go with him.
All right, so you head downstairs, and in this room, in this little chamber, there's a bunch of chairs kind of put around. There's a bunch of like furniture, tables, stuff like that. It's a small room. It's like a guard room, really.
Yeah.
And immediately there's a Nayati who gets up out of like an armchair. And he's like, "What's going on?" I'm like, "Sorry, boss. Sorry, I don't know you."
Okay, table talk.
Yeah.
Is that Nayati? Is that the same voice that I just heard?
Yes. So you can put two and two together. This is the boss.
This is the boss.
This is Spiderwillow.
Oh! Alrighty.
And he
so,
does that. And no,
no, here's what I do. This is the boss. This is what I'm gonna do. So I want to now take out those 2 guards.
The moment you walk into the room, the moment you come down, they're like, "Oh, boss, the Spiderwillow looks at you, and you see his eyes go wide, and he immediately says, "Grab him!"
I was ready. I was ready. I was ready.
Okay,
I was
okay.
ready. I was ready. I said I wanted to do this anyway.
Okay, I know you. I'm just letting you know that.
Cool. Cool. All right. So.
They're also ready.
So I'm gonna light. My strike is like in my pocket. I'm gonna light my hands on fire, and I'm gonna grab their heads because they're in front of me.
It's your special move.
And I'm gonna kapoomp, and then kaplow.
Okay, you're gonna kapoop and then kaplow.
That is actually the terms that we used when I was training with Mephonis.
Roll me an attack on these 2, and they're gonna roll an attack as well.
Just a basic attack, no modifiers. I don't because I also
Because you're fighting. It's fire combat. So
It is.
yes.
I get my +4, but do I also get an attack of opportunity because I'm behind them and I'm surprising them?
I mean, the way that the combat's working in this game currently
Yeah.
is that even though you get an attack on them, they also get some chance of defending as
Yeah.
well.
Alrighty, that is just a 4.
Okay, yeah, you got them.
Yeah.
So
Just a 4.
you do a kaplop and kaplow.
And I murmur that under my voice like I name my attack in a cartoon. Kapur and kaplow.
So you grab both of their heads and smash them together, and then with your hand still on fire, and then reach around, grab both their faces, and they scream as you push them aside.
Yes.
And the Nayati is gone. He's running. Like you see the door open.
I'm after him.
Okay,
I'm
so
chasing him.
It's a chase now.
Chase time!
Okay.
And then like 80s like cop like private detective music starts playing. And I slide around the door and I see him.
Okay, so you guys are running. I'm just gonna roll physiques basically not physiques, athletics for the 2 of you.
Wait, where are they not running down the hallway
Mother.
we're going?
No,
That's a 5, son.
a 5. Sweet. Okay, so he's keeping pace with you.
Yeah.
And basically, as you guys are walking down the hallway, Royland Ponce is walking in front of you. Tippin, what are you doing? So you
I'm
like
following, so I'm
so
trying to
you
like.
so like you
Have I
followed
run
them.
What is the
grading.
order of following?
So Royland, then Alva, then Grettie, then Tippin comes through the door just as Spiderwillow busts open through a side door into the hallway and begins sprinting down the hallway,
He's coming our way.
coming your way.
Wonderful.
I mean, he's headed towards Royland with you falling behind. So
I'm going to
Okay.
jump on him.
so it goes.
Wait, so yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead. So you turn around.
Okay, so as we're going, I'm murmuring
actually,
to
there's
myself
something
some of the laws of being a junior mab, right? So from the handbook. So I'm quoting to keep myself calm because I'm very shaken. And so I go, rule number 4, manners make woman. Rule number 3, use your eyes, don't tell lies. Rule number 2, messy hands, warm heart. Rule number 1, a junior mab is always prepared. And I like pull out my sword, and I'm going to say that it catches what's his face who's running. The
Spiderwillow.
Nayati.
Spiderwillow?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna go for it.
Okay.
This is what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
If you're using this,
I am.
I'm going to. I'm not gonna counter it and say it doesn't happen.
Okay.
But basically, he's running, and Royland, like it's all in slow motion. Royland is turning around and seeing what's happening. Alva, you're turning around and seeing what's happening. Tippin, you see that they just came out. Embrilar, you're like in the hallway chasing him down.
Yeah.
Grettie pulls out the blade, puts it out there. He stops, and then pushes air around to the other
Oh,
Okay, I have a question. What's his hairstyle like?
side. It's shaved on the sides, long in the middle, and parted.
Done. Done. As he runs under me, I'm going to say that I was just above him. As he ran under me, I stop flying, land on his hair, and take hold.
Okay, so he sees that, and you see him like air steps. So he like solidifies air, and then solidifies air, and then solidifies air, and then lands, and then you
Is he a Johnny? I thought he was a Naughty.
he does
it-
look like a nut.
Yeah.
Oh, can they? I thought that was just a purely Johnny move.
It is.
It is.
What?
He's a Johnny.
Spiderwillow.
And so he lands, and Tippin reaches onto his hair, and he's like, ah! And you see him like do a whole air blast. So he's gonna do a Arcanica against
What
you.
do I need to do?
You need to roll an athletics.
Athletics, okay. If this fails, I have other ideas, so.
And
I will do anything to protect a friend.
as this is happening, I'm
Better.
sure like as is he still running with Tippin on his head?
Yeah, he's still running. I mean, you caught him.
Right.
You actually got him. He's got a
Right.
cut like on his leg.
Oh no.
That's a 3.
A 3, it's not enough. Like he
Okay.
blows that, and like his hair goes back. You're hit with this sudden blast of wind.
Okay, I want to
Okay.
use the air current to flip myself around and like ram myself into his neck.
I'm gonna say that's because he beat you.
Oh, damn.
You are at a disadvantage now, so you've been
Okay.
blown off, and you try that, but the wind current is so strong, you like, and you feel your wings flip, and the tear in it goes. Alva, what do you do?
The minute his face is up as he's blowing Tippin away and is completely not looking anywhere else, I want to force punch him with the crop
Yeah.
at close range
Roll
in
an
the stomach.
Arcanica.
All right, and that's. I'm gonna roll again. They deserved it. Okay. Can I get it to 2? With
Sure.
to add a +2?
Yeah,
Okay.
+2.
Okay, so that would be 2 then.
2?
Yep.
Okay, so you shoot this this ball of force at him. So he's not looking, but he sees it at the last second, and he puts up like a shield charm basically, and so it like ricochets off.
Nice.
And you see like the sacred geometry of it as he washes this shield where it bounces off, and then he continues past. He like blows past you, like up around the wall.
I'm running after him.
And so it's up to you. I mean, what are you doing?
Did he break stride in any of that?
He's never broken stride.
All right, cool. Then as I'm still running, I pull out my strike, my strike, and I'm wanting to use a fire combat spell to like essentially like melt his shoes into the ground or
Go
something
for it.
like
You're
that.
gonna-
Like I
you're
want to like
attacking his feet.
Oh, cool.
yeah. That is a 5.
Yeah. Okay. So you shoot this fire. It's like a wave of fire across the ground to where he's going.
As I'm still running, by the way.
Yeah, as you're
Okay,
still running.
Yeah.
So you shoot it across the ground. It hits to where he's landed, and you see it like hit his legs, and it's enough to make him stop because he has to turn and air blast the fire out of the way behind him before it like crawls up his legs. It's enough to make him break stride. And
Good.
as he breaks stride, and it focuses all his energy in making sure that the fire blast does not damage him, you see his face shift. You see him go from being a Nayati to a Johnny, back to a Nayati to a Johnny.
Totally a Johnny.
Yeah.
And then it kind of flickers for a bit.
Cool.
And he blasts it out, and his face completely goes away. I want you to roll me a notice.
Okay.
Can I do that as well?
No, just him.
Roll me a notice.
Fuck it. Let's do it again.
Roll me a
Oh, sorry.
notice again.
If this is dub, I swear.
Dove.
No, it's no.
Okay, that's a 3.
A 3? Embrilar. What do you? Yeah, Embrilar. Your mind is immediately brought back to your school days, and where you'd eat lunch every day, and you would sit next to somebody, and you guys never talked, but you sat next to him. And at a certain prom, you stood at a punch bowl with him, and you both of you said to each other, he wanted you to spike the punch. And,
What?
Can you remember if you did or not?
I didn't. Like I spiked the punch, but then I fizzled it. No, yeah, I did. I spiked the punch and then
And
I
made
fizzled.
everybody sing.
Yeah, I made everybody sing. Yeah.
It's Kev Willowford from school, from 30 years ago.
What? Get out of here! Holy smish!
And you
Holy
immediately
crap.
see that and are taken a step back. I'm going to say that you're taken a step back by just the realization.
Yep, I did write it down.
That's Kev. And you guys never talked? Like, you weren't friends after school or anything like that? It was just you ate lunch next to each other every day, and then you had that one moment at prom.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then you guys went your separate ways, and you never knew what happened to him after that.
Holy crap!
And you see him, and he does that spell, dispels your fire, but it does stop him, and it drops his that, and he like looks at you and goes, and he puts the Nayati back up again, and he turns around to run.
I still chase him.
And I mean,
Yeah,
I know.
still chasing him.
Royland just kind of steps to the side and lets him run past, and like watches all of you go.
As we're running past, I turn to Roland and I go, "You are the type of fae that makes me prefer to be underground." And then I keep running.
So he goes, "I'm a human."
Oh, that's right.
Wait.
Reflect.
Grettie?
She totally says
Wait.
it though.
Oh
Grettie?
yeah, no. Reflexively, most people are
Grettie!
fey.
Hello, little scout.
Tippin gets real distracted by that.
But basically, he like steps to the side, lets you all go past, and he like opens a door and heads out that door and closes it. As you guys head after Kev,
Kev / Spiderwillow.
Spiderwillow.
I'm on him. I'm
Sweet.
chasing him.
Sweet.
Yeah, always running.
But I saw Alva is alive, and that's fine. She's not hurt. That's
And that's fine.
well, like I
okay,
came
so
to look
you're
for
all
you, but
running.
like, and I know you would want me to find Spiderwillow first. So like,
I'm running right next to you, or is like,
well, no, you're behind me because like I
So,
opened the
did
door, and I guess like,
notice this random guy leaving
Uh,
through a separate door?
or did I pass you? I don't
We
know.
just
Royland?
united the party.
no,
I know.
you were
But what is
behind.
this?
You were behind me and Grettie,
and
and
it's
now
a human.
Spiderwillow has run
It's a human
past,
who
and
just,
we're chasing
Like
him.
he's just standing there.
Oh,
and he
cool.
opens a door.
So
and
as we're
walks out.
chasing, I'm gonna-
It's just a human.
But Grettie just spoke to him.
Yeah, Grettie just spoke to him, but it seems weird that she called him a fae because he's not a fae, and he's just a,
Yeah, that's why I'm so curious
just
right
a
now.
human in a top hat.
But he
and-
looks like a human, but she said he was a fae.
So it's
Well, that Nayati
Curious.
did just turn into a Johnny.
so you saw him. I mean, everyone saw him just like open a door and close it behind him.
I don't care about the human. I'm still running. And so as I'm running next to you, I'm like, well, I came to find you. So glad you're okay.
Catch him!
I know. And then I throw off another fire combat magic spell at his and I yell out the name Kev.
Yeah, you yell Kev, and he like buckles down his head and continues to run. And he picks up speed. He's gonna roll against your combat magic.
Oh, okay. I have one last one. Let's do it. Or should I? No, I'm gonna do it. Let's do it. I want to do it. I want to do it.
No, I don't have a bow.
Okay. Wow. Seriously. Okay.
But I do have a grappling hook
That's a 2.
because a junior man is always prepared.
A 2?
That's a 2.
Okay, so you like throw that, and he picks up speed and is basically blurs and continues to run. And you see at the end of this hallway, there's an elevator. Like this hallway that you're in is wide enough to like drive a truck through. So obviously this is where, and like the lift
transports, yeah.
is where it like rises out. And so he's now distanced himself quite a bit from you guys, and he's heading for that lift.
So I go, Warden, catch! And I throw my grappling hook to him.
Catch.
Okay,
I try to get on the grapple of that grappling hook.
I'm gonna say you do.
Yes.
There's no reason for you to like roll to see if you can.
And I'm going to throw this hook, and I'm gonna catch him in the leg.
Okay. I want you to roll a athletics.
And then can I use the momentum of the throw to get inside the elevator?
Sure. I mean, you're gonna have to roll a athletics as well. What are you doing, Alva?
I'm still running
This is
after.
zero.
as
Why are
quickly
these
as I
hate me
can.
now? They hate me now. It's a zero.
Zero.
Is there anything I can do to make this better?
The craft strikes don't have a very good distance range.
No, I mean they're not far distance.
Yeah.
I mean you need a rod strike to hit him from where you are.
Oh,
right
yeah.
now.
So I'm still just running.
Can I
Okay.
use this to say I don't have time to lose this person? Like, do we not?
I mean that's a lot. That's a
That's
lot.
a lot. That's a
That's a stretch. I mean you could use it to say that he
Anything for a friend.
he trips, but like to say that you.
I just want to get inside the elevator before him, so
Um,
if he's trying to get in there,
I'm gonna
at
say
least
that
there's someone in
he
there.
flipped it. It didn't catch him. What was your athletics?
I got a 2.
A 2. So I'm gonna say that you are. So he throws it. It's not far enough. It snaps. It goes taunt. You snap off of it. You head forward. You're bulleting down the way towards him.
Make myself as small as possible.
Make yourself
Hold
as
the
small as
buckler in
possible.
place.
Hold the buckler in place, and he gets to the service elevator and is bringing it down. And I'm gonna see what he rolls. He's gonna roll an athletics as well. You roll a what, 2?
2.
At the last second, it goes down and you clang. And so like your little
no.
buckler is like stuck in there, and he like looks up and sees you, and you see his face flicker. But he reaches over and presses the button, and as it begins to rise.
Okay. This is what I want to do. I want to get into, and because I watched My Hero Academia, I know this is possible. What I want to do is I want to run in, and I want to like solidify. I'm going to like coat my foot in fire, and like wall step up on, like put my foot in on the side of the shaft, and then jump up, and then like grab.
You want to get
onto-
on top of the cage, is what you're saying.
Well, is it going down or up?
It's going up.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I'm trying like so. If it's going up, is there a way for me to get on top of it?
Wait, is this
Because I thought I'm sliding in
It's,
underneath it.
it's a lift, but it's like a cage lift that's big enough to take a truck, and it's rising upwards.
But
Okay. Can I try?
Yeah, go for
Okay. We don't have time for fancy things, and I want to. I'm going to use my trouble. I'm going to invoke my trouble to give me a +2.
Okay.
Oh, that gives me a
that
chip?
it gives you,
Oh, good.
you one.
Because I'm gonna try to deal with this
Oh.
fancy technology. And I want to try to stop the elevator.
Okay. Since you're using a trouble, it means he has to complicate the scene.
Right.
Which means that you start working on it. You're like hitting with your hammer,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
trying to like make it stop. And it doesn't stop. You just destroy the mechanism as it continues to rise up.
Well, that didn't work at all. I'm sorry.
So okay,
Alva
so
probably by this point reaches the
You get to where Grettie is. You get to where Embrilar
and
is.
it's up.
It's on its way up.
yeah,
She smacks the side of the elevator and screams, "Coward, come back!"
I'm coating my feet in fire. I
follow
want to
the
do that thing.
elevator?
Say what?
So yeah, I want to do that thing. I want to like what I'm wanting to do is I want to like coat my foot in fire to like get a leg up on the wall so I can kind of jump off of the wall a little bit, or at least like kind of like wall step, and then coat my hand in fire and grab onto the bottom of it.
Okay, roll me an Arcanica.
An Arcanica?
Magic.
Because it's technically not combat. It's using,
Well, yeah.
It's using your fire.
Okay, I was hoping it might be athletics because it involves me like jumping and grabbing.
I mean,
It doesn't matter because they're both +2s, but
You know, they would be athletics because you're just coating your stuff in fire. So go for it.
that is a 3.
3. I'm gonna say that you do it. So you're able to like step, and you like reach up and you grab with your
Yeah.
and melt the bottom of the cage.
And I'm like, yeah, no, I'm
and you're
holding
like
onto
holding
it.
onto it. You fly up.
Fly up
You're
and follow.
there with Embrilar and Alva. You and Grettie are on the ground.
Where's your grappling hook?
Where is it?
You picked it up as you were.
Oh,
running.
it's right here.
Hook it!
Oh, okay.
Roll me athletics.
With your boss athleticism.
It's a -1. However, I am under the thrill of the fact that adventure is under there, and so I'm really using my
literally
muscles.
Under the elevator.
Yeah, exactly. And so it is a. So it was what was it?
Oh, I guess
-1.
It was
It was a
just a
-1.
-1.
Okay, so then that makes it a 3 + 2 is 5
A
to
5.
get the grappling hook.
It hooks. So like Embrilar, you're there, you're holding on. Tippin flies up next to you, and the next thing you see is like a chink as the grappling hook like hits like close to where your
There!
hand is.
Grab me, girl! Hold on tight!
So you reach down and grab her, and
If there's a loose bit of rope, like I wrap my foot around it and
Sweet.
pick up the other end so that I've got like
and
a
so
brace.
like as it goes taut, the both of you like start rising up with it. So you're all rising up with
in
the
the most
elevator,
ridiculous way possible.
and it doesn't seem to stop at where it's going straight to the surface.
I whistle.
And then I hear the whistling as I start to.
So you're all whistling as you're like heading up this thing.
And then
Is
all
there-
the
is there
screams,
anything you guys
"Tag
want
all
to
of
do
you!"
while you're there?
I wonder, like, how loud is the elevator? Because I want to talk to Kev.
I mean, it's pretty. I mean, it's pretty loud. It's a lot of like
Okay, well then, like, he wouldn't be able to hear me.
gears and pulleys. I mean, if you guys want to try to get into the cage,
Yeah.
or,
Yes.
Yeah.
Melt a hole in the corner that I can fit through.
Yeah, no, I was planning on coating my. I'm sitting here with my left hand like this. I'm gonna coat my right. Well, I'm right-handed. I would have grabbed it with my right hand. I'm using my left hand. I'm gonna coat my hand in fire and melt the like a hole in it so that I can eventually climb up inside of it.
Yeah, I
okay,
just want a
this
discreet
will
hole.
be an
Yeah.
Arcanica.
Arcanica. I impose my Arcanica.
Ooh.
3.
It imposed back.
Okay, with a 3, I'm going to say that you're able to. So you're holding on with your right hand. You said
My right hand, yeah.
right hand. With your left hand, you like. You take 2 fingers and you like blowtorch. So you're starting to blowtorch a hole, like a circle into it. And
My finger gun, bang bang.
does he notice? He does not notice. So he thinks he's good.
I'm gonna slip through there.
He's not making a single hole. He's making a circle
Yeah, making like a
circle
blowhole,
to,
yeah.
like,
to like cut his way
dive-
through.
I'll wait there.
Cat burglaring it.
I'm gonna
wait
say that
there.
you do that and it goes all the way through and then
Before it drops though, I want to catch it with my hand because if that was to happen, then he would probably notice that hole.
okay. So you have it. You have it in your hand.
I catch it.
I'm gonna say you roll. Both of you roll me athletics to like get up to the top here.
+3.
+3. It's good enough. It's okay to just hold on.
Yeah.
You can. I mean, it's enough to get there. You're
Right.
gonna get there eventually.
We're not trying to climb.
Like, yeah, you are. Like, that's
Right.
what the athletics is.
Correct.
The athletics is you climbing,
Yeah.
and you're just holding on, Alva.
Yeah. Alva's not going anywhere.
So you're like she like hand over hand.
And this is, it's you reach high, pull low, reach high, pull low, reach high, pull low.
How did you make it to 150?
154, dear, and still going strong.
So you open. What do you want to do?
I'm okay. As I'm holding it, I'm kind of like, why did I grab this? Because now I have no hands. No. Well, you know what? Let's do it. I want to swing my leg up and swing my leg up and grab my leg in there, and I want to get inside.
Okay, you just want to get inside. So roll me athletics to get inside.
Roll a lower abs.
That's a 2.
2.
Tippin also just wants to like stealth inside.
Yeah, you just stealth inside.
I don't know. do
Roll
I
a
need-
stealth.
Yeah. And it cancels out, so that's still a 4.
A 4. I mean, you stealth in,
good hiding.
and he does not notice you. So you like silently go up into the, and you see that he's there, like pressing the button, like looking up, and then he turns around in time to see Embrilar swing yourself in.
Yeah.
So like you land in there.
And then I'm going to ultimate frisbee this him in the neck.
Oh, sweet.
Oh my gosh.
Wait, no, because it has molted line. I don't want to kill him. I'm gonna throw it at his
You just want to cut off someone else's leg.
You just want to maim him. So,
well, okay.
Dobby didn't mean to harm.
Alva
Maim or seriously.
I'm gonna stand there and I'm gonna like.
you threw it at him. Like that's the first
throw
thing
it
you
at
said. We'll go with that. Go with an athletics.
That's a 2.
Wow. He got okay.
Wow.
So he turns around to see you throw this at him, and he puts out his hand, catches it with this gust of air.
I'm about to have to roll in the
He takes that and he throws it back at you.
And I get a, what would this be? Just an athletics?
Is
or
it athletics to get out of the way?
An athletics? Okay, that's a 3.
All right. You don't get out of the way. So he chucks this thing. You see it come back at
Buzzsaw,
you.
yeah.
Buzzsaw at you. And you try to duck, and it gets you right in the shoulder. And you hear a crack as probably your clavicle breaks.
Yeah.
And he then air steps his way higher in the cage. So he's standing in the middle of the cage.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a cage match.
Burr, 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 burr.
And I call him Bonesaw. Bonesaw. 3 minutes of playtime. All right. So I procure my strike, and I'm a fight. I'm going for it.
What do you want to do? You've crawled into it by now. You can roll another athletics, see if you can, because you're going slow, but you're going.
Does he have any outfit-wise? Does he have pockets?
Is it
or,
a 3 or above?
Yes.
You get
it
up
is a
there.
3.
Yeah, I mean he's got like a vest. He's got pockets. He's got.
Is like a loose-looking pocket that I could slip into?
Like maybe like his vest pocket. Like he's got like a little vest pocket. You can.
I'm gonna try and stealth into that vest pocket.
Okay.
That's a 4. Can I do anything to help that out and just give it a little plus? I have the art of nondescript listening. I don't technically want to attack him.
I mean, it's basically a stealth at this point.
It's a 4.
It's a 4 for stealth. Yeah, he doesn't notice you.
Awesome. I get in his pocket. I just camp there for a bit.
Sweet.
I get up into. Can I talk at him?
You're in there, and he basically has wind around his hands, and he's like, "Stay down, Emmy. Just stay down. You can just let me go."
I stand back up. I'm gonna pull it out.
It doesn't stick in you. It breaks your clavicle and ricochets.
Oh, okay. Thank God. I was thinking I'm having to deal with another bleeding wound. Can I still move my right arm?
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Warden,
Cool.
stop.
And I pull out my strike and I just set it on the ground. I'm like, ugh. Whew. Remember things were more simpler and we just had to sing?
Don't, Embrilar.
Come on, Kev. What happened to you?
Look, I'm not here to give you my sob story. All I'm gonna do is we're gonna get to the surface. You're gonna let me walk away. I'm talking money, guys. I'm talking lots of money.
I can't do that. What are you planning? What was with all those weapons, all those armor? What are you planning? Why did you want Connor? What is this about a key?
He goes, "You know about the key, huh?
Forget the key.
Then I can't let any of you live."
I heard you mention the key.
And he...
What key to what?
The key outside of the city is everyone brain dead. You! Stay right where you are.
And he blasts you with air.
Okay.
If you want to roll an Arcanica to stop him.
Okay.
Alva, you will roll an Arcanica.
While this is happening, two.
All right, you get blown to the edge of the cage.
While this is happening, I would like to pull up the rope from the grappling hook, cut a piece, and tie a noose.
Okay.
Not a noose, I'm sorry, a lasso.
A lasso.
Very
okay.
different.
Yeah, I'm like, okay.
This is a lasso for the neck.
Lasso.
I mean, we've become very violent in this game.
I would like to so make the lasso and catch his feet.
All right, roll a athletics.
Okay.
Athleticism. That's a
-1.
Yeah.
+4 is 3.
3?
Yes.
Okay. You catch him. You catch him in the foot. So you like catch his foot because he like throws air at Alva. She goes over there. He throws air at you, and you like duck to the side and lasso him. So you have his foot. You guys are almost to the surface.
Okay. I want to yank and dogpile on top of him.
So roll me in athletics.
yes.
But a junior mab is always prepared, and I made sure that I dug in my feet before I made a pull.
Sweet. Let's just finish this
A
real quick.
+5.
A +5. So you go to do this, and you dig your heels in, and you pull, and he doesn't go anywhere. But you don't go anywhere either, as you both like sit there. What do you want to do, Alva?
I want to use force to increase his gravity.
Interesting.
Ooh, that's cool.
Whoa, that was awesome.
What?
That was cool as hell. But
It's only that's yeah.
It is my trouble, but they deserved it. Or
That
means get me one.
that,
or
mean,
bad.
that means it goes
Okay.
bad for you, but you get a new one.
can I just use it without that?
Do you just want to add a 2 to it?
Yes, which would. That would have it at 2.
Okay. I mean, if you want to, so it's add a 2.
Yeah.
Okay. So you try to increase your his gravity, and you begin to do the spell, and it's a complicated spell to begin to like manipulate the gravity that he has. And as you start to do that, he takes the feet out from underneath you and disrupts your spell. What are you doing?
while
Embrilar?
that was happening, what I want to do is that, okay, so he brought a gate down, correct? I want to weld the gate shut.
Cool.
So I want to take my strike, cast a fire spell along the side, hot enough to melt the entire
Roll an
thing.
Arcanica.
That's a 1.
And that's good enough. You just like send fire across it, and it melts it.
Yeah.
What are you doing, Tippin?
I'm gonna camp in that pocket.
Okay.
Anything interesting?
So you guys reach the top, and as it stops, he's in the air. He looks down to where you are, Embrilar. As you make that fire, you have his leg. You're doing stuff. He turns around, sweet, and he takes once, twice, and he cuts the cage with air, and basically rockets himself out. You're still holding on.
I am!
And so you go, woo, with him. And he exits it, and he goes through a glass window, and he goes outside the building.
Exit pursued by Grettie!
Pursued by bear. Nice. Is there time for us to do anything else?
I'm going to say no. I'm
Okay.
going to say that I mean, you guys can chase after him.
That's what I was wanting to do.
I mean, you can probably get outside and see where he's going to land, and then we can do a chase next time.
Yeah. What I was planning on doing.
Sure. What are you
Is I want to Bakugo, My Hero Academia references all day today. You're welcome, Allie. I want to essentially, but kind of what I've done before, like propel myself with fire and use that as an explosion to get myself through that fucking window.
Go for it. Roll an Arcanica.
That is a 3.
That's good enough. So you rocket out of. So. You,
My right arm is like just like sitting here, probably just like
it's like flapping,
yeah, and I just kind of just
like Midoriya.
Like you mean
yeah, exactly, like Midoriya.
So he heads out that window, and you're like holding on, Grettie, as you go. And Embrilar, you jet it yourself out after him. And Alva, you're.
Can I at the very least get out of this elevator with like a force jump?
Force jump.
So what I'm gonna say is, Alva, you get up, you go to the gate, and you go, and it doesn't open, and you're like, and you like send yourself as a big jump out the window as well.
Nice.
And I'm gonna say that that's a good place to end it.
Yes. That was awesome.
Grettie,
Oh man.
where do you land? Because as he's going, he turns and cuts the rope with like a slice of air, and you're like, woo!
I think I land in a sort of air traveling device, like a hot air balloon,
Oh,
or
like a
blimp.
Oh yeah, okay. So like, there's a lot
What
of
would be the equivalent?
I mean, Fae like things that float.
Yes.
And so there's really the most expensive mode of transportation you can take in Amenheim.
It's fancy.
Oh, it's so fancy.
It's like
Yeah,
a tourist
it's
thing.
It's like a flying boat basically that they yacht
Like a
around.
cruise ship.
It's like a booze cruise ship. So like it's like a yacht. And so like
Okay.
you're heading out and people are like, what's that? What is that over there?
Everything in white steel almond champagne.
Yeah.
So I land in the blimp, which sort of, absorbs the impact, and I actually don't really get hurt.
There's no envelope to it. It just floats.
Oh,
With magic.
It's
It's magic.
Oh, well, then I land right smack dab in the middle of it.
Oh, you land in the middle of like a jacuzzi.
Oh, you're filthy. Oh
my God,
The water turns
Oh,
black.
yeah, like you land, you're like.
It's the
And there's,
first time
like-
we've ever seen what color Grettie actually
And-
is.
And so like you drop, and like there's a bunch of like high fae that are like sitting in the jacuzzi, and there's like.
Oh my God! Is Sandir's dad and the other praetor there? Are they in that?
I'm gonna roll a luck. Oh yeah, they are.
Yes! There is a.
But it's not Wraith. It's
Yeah.
just Piter.
Oh.
It's just Piter who's like he's like sitting. He's like, I've done things. I've done probably wrong things, and I feel like maybe I should change the way that I'm living. And I'm not gonna say it's a jacuzzi. I'm gonna say that it's a fountain. So like it's a champagne fountain.
Yes.
And like so he turns, and there's like a bunch of people on this cruise that are just like they're gonna like do a loop around Amenheim and then head out into the upper city. And so like you land and you come out of it's like the champagne turns immediately black.
Oh my word! Now that was an adventure! Oh my stars and dares, I am sticky. Excuse me, I'm very sticky. Could I have that towel, please? Thank you. Sorry, I weren't made for fancy things. Is there a staircase down out of here?
And it's a bunch of like high fae sitting on this cruise and just staring at her. And that's where it roll credits. So we roll credits, and at the very end,
We have an end credits?
An end credit scene.
End
What?
credit scene.
What?
An end credit scene. It's a dank, dirty alleyway in Amenheim, and Royland Ponce is walking down it. And he gets into a carriage, and there's another person, another human. It's just another human who's sitting in the other side, and he goes, "Well, what is it?" "Don't have the key." "I don't do the job, you don't get the key." "Well, where is the key then?" "Not entirely sure. They said it was the Odero estate, maybe. But if I'm smart, I like to think that I am, it will be on the bloke who had it. He'd have left it somewhere. And a good friend of mine just said it was on a train. Let's find the Violet Lotus line." And
What if it was like right next to that key, that ring?
What if it was the ring?
What?
I have the key.
You
All
are
right.
the key.
All right, that's the end of the episode, guys.
What?
Thank you guys so much.
That was
This
awesome,
was a
guys.
great game. Oh, it was so tense.
Really quick.
Oh!
Really quick. The chat wanted to confirm what kind of rodent that Grettie is like.
A vole.
A vole. Okay, so they were right. Yeah, that was the general consensus. But
like-
And I
like
know
a
you
mole,
said
but
that she's
cuter.
more animal than,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna have to retcon that. Like
Oh,
most
okay.
brownies are more humanoid than animal. So
Oh,
she's
okay.
volish.
Yeah.
She's got a volish quality to her.
Yeah.
But she's more human than she is vole.
Gotcha.
And because of how athletic she is, I imagine she has pretty big muscles.
She's got
She's-
big muscles.
she is-
She's a
Beefy.
swole vole.
Yeah.
you're fired.
Go home.
Give me all next
I don't
time.
have any. I spent them all.
You don't get any next time.
Worth it.
You lose 2 next time.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to,
It's
but,
okay.
but like I just wanted to like.
Thank you guys for
Well,
an
thank you.
awesome game. Thank you everybody in the chat tonight who was here participating, shouting stuff out. If you came in towards the end and you didn't catch the beginning craziness, you can check this out right here on the Twitch channel first thing tomorrow morning on the video on demand. And we're very happy that you guys are all here. Thank you for sticking with us and enjoying the story, helping us to build the world even more. Like we said, the Patreon is there so that those of you who are able to can contribute to the world even further and help us build more stuff to bring back to you. We're hoping to drop a special surprise once we hit 200. And when we hit 300, you as patrons will get the first look, or the first listen rather, of the Winds of Change audio. After that is released in full to the patrons, it will go out to the public, so it will come to you eventually. The question is when.
You also get. Sorry, I just.
No, go ahead.
Kate is actually. I don't know if we mentioned that earlier. She's actually part of Winds of Change. Did you tell them what kind of character you play?
It may have been mentioned at some point, but I played the first pixie of Warda, whose name is Gist.
You can actually thank Kate for all of the pixie stuff because she was a big
Kate was
instrumental person in creating
absolutely,
what pixies
yes.
are and what they do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the gist of it.
Oh my God.
That's where it came from.
Okay,
Oh
we're
my
gonna
God.
we're
All
gonna
right, we're
turn
gonna
off
go.
the
We're gonna
stream
leave.
because they're getting crazy.
Final thing, guys. Thank you guys so much. Again, we do this for you. If without you, we're just people. But we love this world, and we love that you're a big part of it. So please tell your friends, tell your enemies, tell those you like and those you dislike. Share on social media, and get together, do a Warda party on Tuesdays, and we will see you next time. Catch you later, citizens.
Bye.
Bye.